to the draft. Experience the thrill of the draft firsthand and make memories that will last a lifetime. Don't wait. Enter Travel Wisconsin's Dream Draft Sweepstakes. Visit travelwisconsin.com/draft to learn how you can win a trip to experience the biggest moment of the offseason. Epic moments that become lifelong memories are waiting to be discovered across Wisconsin. Terms and conditions apply.
ESPN 710, Los Angeles Sports.
And it is the biggest show on the radio. Mason and Ireland is on for your Wednesday afternoon.
Mason, Ireland, best show on the radio.
Wednesday. Thank you to everybody who donated at 710-4CHLA for the great auctions. I got outbid on that Ireland and Worthy golf thing. I'm not going to spend like $3,000. Come on. But thank you to all that did. To help the kids, you can still donate on auction items, 710-4CHLA.com. Lakers win last night over the Spurs. Get ready for the Nuggets and Bucks to come to Crypto.com Arena. We'll talk about it. Plus, Dodgers in Tokyo at 3 a.m. Was Mace awake? And yes, it was good to be live with the Hall of Famers, Mason and Ireland, producer Laura yesterday, and Corporate Greg, plus Brian Cohen's here. Let's do it. The biggest show on the radio, Mason and Ireland, your Wednesday afternoon right now.
Good afternoon.
Wow, you got
Good
shot out of a
afternoon.
cannon there, John.
Lots to talk about.
Wow.
We got a. By the way, how great was it to wake up? Did everybody wake up early? Laura, I'm so proud of you, Laura Romo.
Thank you.
So I get a text from Laura saying, it's like 3:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
I'm going to Cosm. How
know.
was it?
It was amazing. I've been to Cosm before.
How many people were there?
Oh, man, it was busy. Like, the line was
At 3
crazy.
in the morning.
Well, the line was there before, right, because
Right.
the game started. But it was crazy. I was not expecting as many people to be at Cosm. We actually saw Crypto Ray there and Chris Ward were there.
Oh, I got to call Chris Ward.
You know, but it was great. I've seen basketball at Cosm, and I fell in love with it. Seeing baseball at Cosm, even better.
DeAndre is here. DeAndre Hawkins is here today.
Yeah.
Brian's out sick. D, how we doing?
Good. How are you guys doing?
Good. Thank you for doing this.
We got a growl from him. Did you hear it?
Excellent.
A little growl.
Hey,
yeah.
when you're on this show, you got to growl. Everybody except Michael growls, and DeAndre, he claims brothers don't growl, but you just proved him wrong.
Yeah.
But you know what is? I realized this. So this morning, I played golf today, so I woke up early. I woke up at 5, and then I went, oh, the Dodger game's on.
Yeah.
So I have a pretty set routine. I got to be out of my house within 45 minutes. I got to pack what I'm wearing for the rest of the day. I got to go load my car. I got a lot of, because I had a Laker game last night. I didn't do any of this stuff. So I turn the Dodger game on. Everybody at my house is asleep. I'm getting all my stuff together, and Shohei comes up. And I realized after the fact that I stopped everything.
Huh.
Just because Shohei was up at bat. He has become the latest stop what you're doing player.
Yeah.
You know, at the year Vlad Guerrero won the MVP with the Angels.
Yep. Puig.
One year when Puig first came to the Dodgers, Mike Trout, when he first came up. Literally, if you walk into a restaurant and you see your friend sitting over in the corner and you're going to meet him, but you walk by the bar and you look up and Shohei's up, everybody stops what they're doing.
Every once in a while,
He has become the ultimate stop what you're doing athlete.
Every once in a while, I still kind of like you see Luka wearing Laker colors.
Yeah.
And then you see Shohei wearing
I'm still
colors.
in disbelief
Me too.
over that, by the way.
Same. Like, I'm still like, whoa, how did that happen? How did the Dodgers get Shohei? Like, I know he's already had a whole season here, but it's still amazing to me that.
Well, a lot of times in order for stuff like that to happen is the player in question, Shohei, Luka, has got to be with a franchise that's incompetent.
Yeah.
Because the incompetence leads to that player getting out of there.
Right.
For example, the Angels had Shohei for 6 years and never made the playoffs.
Oh.
You know,
How is that possible?
Every Angel fan I know, and I know a lot of them. My mom's like a diehard Angel fan. Every Angel fan I know hates the owner.
Right.
And they even say, you know, if I was Shohei, I would have left.
Yeah.
Because they know as long as Artie owns the team, they can't win.
Right.
And now that's following Dallas.
Yeah.
You know, that this new ownership group with the Patrick Dumont, and who as an example of a player that works hard, said, we want our players to be like Shaq, who never worked hard. He doesn't get it.
Yeah.
And so that condition, the fact that Artie Moreno's never going to win. The Mavericks are now owned by people that don't know basketball. Leads to openings where people that are smart can come in and take your best players. And so Los Angeles has been the benefactor of both of those situations.
Yeah.
The minute Shohei hit the free agent market, the Dodgers threw the farm at him.
Yep.
The minute Nico Harrison said to Rob Pelinka, we're considering trading Luka, Rob made it happen. And so we're fortunate, and people that are fans in L.A. should be thankful that we live in L.A. with ownership groups and with executives that know what they're doing, because they keep delivering us these stop-what-you're-doing players. And Luka has brought a whole new energy around all these games, and people can't wait to get there. You know, that's his – it's people come – Ramona, people come to watch him warm up.
Yeah.
Like Steph Curry in San Francisco. Well, it's crazy.
He has this ability. What's interesting watching him night to night, because before I would watch him when he would play the Lakers or he would play in big national games.
Yeah, me too.
Obviously, I covered him a lot in the finals last year and playoffs. But he plays slow.
You can't speed him up.
Right.
Same thing with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
Yeah,
Can't speed him
but
up.
when he makes a crazy Luka magic play, it happens fast.
Yeah.
So that's why it lands. Like, he'll go so slow, and then it'll go, and then it's like, whoa, where'd that pass go? Like, how did he even see that?
Yeah, I covered him, obviously, as a visiting player, so I would see him 4 times a year.
Yeah.
Until he got to the Lakers, I didn't, and I was this way with LeBron, too. I didn't realize these two guys might be two of the greatest passers in the NBA, top 10 all time. Both. I mean, they got eyes in the back of their head, both of them. And so it's just a pleasure to watch. Every game, Luka throws a pass where I'll say, how did he see him?
Yeah.
Like, Magic Johnson's the best passer I've ever seen. Luka and LeBron have a little magic in them when they're whipping the ball around.
Yep.
And Michael says Nikola Jokic is the best passer he's ever seen. So, I mean, we're getting people at the absolute highest level doing stuff like this. But it's fun when you wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning and there's a live Dodger game on. Laura, did you stay till the end at Cosm?
We did. Stay till the whole
Are
thing.
you going back tonight? Or I guess it would be tomorrow?
So Parker and I were discussing that. It's still TBD. I'm too old.
When do you sleep? What was your schedule like? Break that down.
Honestly, my schedule is pretty tough, so I don't really sleep. Ireland and I subscribe to the same thing.
Yeah, I haven't been sleeping at all lately, which you can get a lot done when you're not sleeping.
You do get a lot done.
Yeah.
You do.
So it all kind of
depends on how well you function on no sleep.
Right.
I mean, I can do it like a night or two. I can pull off 4 or 5
So what I'll
hours
do
a night
is
or two.
I have an Ambien prescription, but I don't want to take it every day because I don't want to get – my doctor's like really
Yeah.
nervous I'm going to get hooked on it.
Yeah.
So what I'll do is I'll try and limit my Ambien to 1 a week.
I thought you were just loading up on
I am.
gummies.
But now you know what's happening. This is why I got to call Chris Ward. My body has built up a tolerance, so I've got to switch it up. I got to switch up whatever it is I'm doing to a different brand. But Chris knows all that stuff, so he'll help me out. But I'm like his best customer now. Who knew that I would buy more cannabis than Mason? Wait, how funny is it that we were talking about? I'm in this stretch where I'm working more games than I've ever in my whole career. 17 games in March, 7 games in 9 days. That Mason is the one who takes the day off.
I know.
I mean, you talk about staying on brand.
Totally.
Yeah.
Also, I mean, he does have a birthday coming up.
I was going to say, he's prepping for his party.
Yeah.
4 days before the party?
Listen, things have to get done, and sometimes you need a day off to
that
make
Juan's
things happen.
doing everything.
Right. Yeah, he's not doing squat.
I'm trying to give him the benefit of the doubt here. It's not working.
Yeah, no. He's never going to be out off date. And since I was on an East Coast road trip last week and I wasn't here a lot, he's like, nope, Ireland hasn't been here for 4 days. I'm taking a day off, which is fine. So because I never get to do shows with you anymore, so this is good. All right. But the Dodgers won. They won 4-1. And Shohei scored 2 runs. He was great. They're absolutely loaded. Yamamoto got the win. It's going to be really fun to be a Dodger fan this year. They've just got so much drama and so much talent, and I hate the fact that they made them go across the world to play actual regular season games, but it is what it is. They got one more, then they're coming back. I hope Mookie's going to be okay. He's lost 15 pounds.
That's a lot.
Yeah. And the last thing you want to do is be on the other side of the world when you're sick.
Ugh.
And that's
video of
the
him
boat,
is
that they put him in. All right, coming up next, we'll talk about the Lakers. They won last night. The rest of the league, a couple of games broke their way, but what we're talking about now is somewhere between 2 and 7. And the Lakers have the hardest schedule of those teams that are all battling. So we'll get into that a little bit. Momo Informace. First, before we break, I want to tell you about ZipRecruiter. If you are hiring, it takes up to 11 weeks on average to hire for an open job. That's almost 2.5 months. You don't need to wait that long. Start using ZipRecruiter. Right now, you can use it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/LA. Ian Siegel, the guy who invented ZipRecruiter, puts it this way. They don't leave anything to chance. They use an algorithm that matches your job to the people with the best experience. And it helps you quickly find the top candidates for your job. How quick? 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within 1 day. So speed up your hiring process with ZipRecruiter. You can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/LA. ZipRecruiter.com/LA. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. Momo Informace. I'm John Ireland, Mason in Ireland, ESPN LA.
Sedano and Cap.
Today at 3 p.m. after Mason and Ireland.
Yes, you've inspired me. I've decided to go with a much shorter haircut now. I just decided to just 86.
Well, it looks cleaner, that's for sure.
The whole Jufro
I'm looking
thing.
at it now.
Yeah, I mean, it was like such a big, giant Jufro. I'm like, all right, I'm taking the whole thing down.
But you know what that means when you go shorter hair?
Tell me.
You got to be careful what you eat. You go shorter hair,
yeah,
and the face explodes and expands.
Oh yeah, you get fat.
You look even heavier.
You look fatter than you already do, huh?
More visceral fat.
Yeah, so
more.
Bigger, right? Facts, right, DeAndre?
Facts,
you got short crop. You got to make sure to keep the face tight because if you don't, it's gonna look bigger and rounder than it normally will.
Yeah, all of a sudden, like my chin gets big and fat, my fat cheeks, you know.
The LA Afternoon Takeover. That's Sedano and Cap
on 710 ESPN.
Hey, it's Steve Farr. Is there a sporting event you always wanted to go to but never had time to plan? That's where Absolute Sport comes in. They handle everything, tickets, hotels, VIP access, so you can just live in the moment and enjoy the experience. And because of their trusted league and travel partnerships, they can get you the best deals and actually save you money. So what are you waiting for? Visit us.absolute-sport.com. That's ABSOLUT-sport and make your sports dream a reality.
Hey, Southern California, I'm Ty Pennington, the home guy. Teaming up with Pechanga Resort Casino to give away a brand new house. Imagine yourself in a 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom home in incredible Temecula, California. All you need to do is play your favorite slots or table games at Pechanga Resort Casino. The more you play, the more entries you earn. Visit Pechanga.com or call 888-PECHANGA for complete details on Home Sweet Win.
Rules and conditions apply. Go to Pechanga.com for more details.
For a limited time at Verizon, you can get our best price ever. That's 4 lines on unlimited welcome for just $25 a line per month with autopay plus taxes and fees. You'll also get the new iPhone 16 Pro, 4 of them for the entire family when you trade in up to 4 phones from our top brands. That's a new phone for everyone, only on the network you can count on. Verizon. Visit a store today. 20 monthly promo credits applied over 36 months with a new line on unlimited welcome. In times of congestion, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds. Additional terms apply for phone offer. See Verizon.com for details.
Welcome to TGL presented by SoFi, golf's newest league. It's sharp and it's electric. How is it sharp? How is it electric? Good questions. Try this on for size. 2 hours of hammer dropping, overtime, forcing, playoffs on the line, golf. With 24 of the best players from the PGA Tour, split into 6 teams. Atlanta, Boston, Jupiter, LA, New York, and the Bay. This isn't your average Sunday pickup game. Tune in every week for TGL matches, only on ESPN. Keep up. It's golf.
You're checking out the Waba Grill Lunch Hour here on Mason and Ireland.
Sup, people?
Why do they grill to order at Waba Grill? Because it's just better for you. Their Asian-inspired menu has high-quality proteins, fresh steamed vegetables, and signature sauces.
Waba Grill.
What's our secret? It's our sauce.
Our sauces are more flavorful for you, from sweet and spicy to fiery hot. Waba Grill. It's unexpected. It's delicious. It's saucy. It's for you.
Little Neil Young.
Sure. Number one hit, 1972.
Yeah.
Great song.
Yeah, and he's got so many great songs.
Is this the Ireland playlist?
No, this I have this. I have Heart of Gold on a playlist, but no, this is DeAndre doesn't have my playlist.
DeAndre, you just pulled this?
It's the OTD, so it's on this day anniversary.
Oh,
Do my research, Momo.
Got it.
Okay, so Momo and I both go to a lot of Laker games. Well, I go to all of them, and you go to almost all of them. And they lost 4 in a row last week. I started to worry a little bit, and now they've won 2 in a row. And I think, I'm not for sure here, there's 15 games left. I think they're going to stay in the top 6. They could slide to the 7. Until last night, Minnesota was coming like a racehorse. But they lost last night to Indiana in overtime. So if you look at the standings, the Lakers right now are the 4. If they beat Denver, they'll be the 3. The most they can slide is to the 7, realistically. And the reason I don't want them to slide to the 7 is that they don't want to be in the play-in tournament.
Right.
But if they get LeBron back after this week, by the way, what are you hearing about that? Maybe Orlando next week?
Yeah. I think, that I know the Reddit theories of like he always takes time off at this point. He always has an injury in March. I think it's also this is perfect timing for everybody to load manage. So I don't think they're going to rush him back. Is what my point is. Right? Okay, they gotta make sure he's 100,000%.
Right, and so with that, like Denver's a good team.
Yeah,
Denver will probably be favored tomorrow night. I'm guessing Milwaukee will be favored on Thursday. Then we'll be favored when we play Chicago on Saturday, and then we go back out on the road. And in the first game, we got to play Orlando, who's good. And so what I'm hoping is the Lakers can stay in the top 6. I think if they do, let's say they get the 6.
Yeah.
It puts them on the other side of the bracket of Oklahoma City, which I like. And nobody scares me. Like let's say Houston's a 2.
Yeah.
Memphis is a 2. Denver's a 2. Bring it on. I think they can give any of those teams a game.
You think they like this year Denver doesn't scare you?
Not after the last 2 games.
Yeah, that's true. The last game.
2 meetings ago in February, with the first time the Lakers had Luka, they blew them out by 20. And then Friday night in Denver,
that was one of the best games I've seen.
We almost beat them without 6 rotation players because Austin Reeves has been balling out. So I actually would pick the Lakers in a 7-game series with Denver. Would you take Denver?
I think I would, just because they know how to win.
They would. In this scenario we're discussing, they have home court, but. So here's the standing. I would pick
Denver just out of respect for their previous series.
And Jokic and Murray are great.
Yeah.
And to tell you how they feel about the Lakers, they sat 3 of their best players last night. Basically, they won the game anyway, but they sat 3 of their best players just to get them ready for the Laker game on Wednesday. So right now, Oklahoma City is 12.5 games ahead of everybody else. So that's how good the Thunder are.
Yeah.
But Houston is the 2, 44-25. Denver's a 3, 44-25. Same record as Houston, but Houston's got the tiebreak.
Right.
Lakers are 42-25, so 2 games behind in the win column, but equal in the loss column.
Right.
Memphis right behind the Lakers, 43-26. So all 4 of those teams are separated by 1 game. I think, and then the Lakers and the Grizzlies are 3.5 games ahead of the Warriors. So they could slide to the 6 of the 7, but I'm thinking they can stay in the top 6. And if they do, I feel good about it. In the 7, though, here's what gets interesting. You know who the 8 is?
Minnesota.
The 8 is the Los Angeles Clippers. So if the Lakers were the 7 and the Clippers were the 8, there would be a game at Crypto in which the Lakers could eliminate the Clippers, and they beat them 3 out of 4 this year.
Wow.
So that would be really interesting.
Yeah, but the Clippers that would make their century.
Right. Or
if
the Lakers eliminated them, it would put them right back into the hole. We've never
had that. We've gotten so close to that hallway series and never had it.
Yeah, part of that would be I would love to see that,
and it's not even a hallway series anymore. It's a freeway series.
That's true, because now they play in 2 different buildings. But this would be 1 game at Crypto in the play-in tournament to determine who moves on.
Wow.
So that would be fascinating. And the Clippers have actually won, I think, 4 out of 5. They're playing better defense. Kawhi's playing better.
Yeah, he's rounded into shape.
So I've been wrong about a lot of stuff. Say
that again. Make sure you get it clean.
Oh, I admit it all the time. I don't know if I've ever been more wrong about my take at the start of the season that the Clippers are making a mistake keeping Kawhi and letting Paul George walk. Paul George is
you're not the only one who had
my
this take,
argument
by the way.
was Paul George is more reliable. He plays more. He's more dependable. And Paul George this year has been an absolute disaster in Philadelphia, and they just shut him down for the season. And they're talking now, Momo, about letting him have surgery and to fix all his ailments. So he might not even be ready for the beginning of next season. The Clippers completely dodged a bullet by letting him walk. They knew and I didn't.
I think there was a team with Steve Nash and Dwight Howard that was probably the worst, team that, they came
the
into
2012
the season.
Lakers.
We thought that team had the potential to go to the finals, all
well,
that.
the other three starters were Kobe Bryant, Pau Gasol, and Metta World Peace.
What could go wrong?
Everything went wrong. First game or second game of the season, Nash broke his leg.
Yep.
And it was never the same after that.
Dwight came back too soon.
They got swept out of the playoffs as the 7 seed.
It was terrible. And I think the Sixers have now supplanted them. The team with the most hype that has had the greatest faceplant.
Yeah, probably.
Because the Lakers at least made the playoffs that year. That was the year Kobe did his Achilles.
Right.
Like the Lakers at least
And
that
then,
season made the playoffs and had it was a bad year, but they still did something. This team's tanking. The Sixers are literally tanking right now.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. All right, coming up next, we'll spin the wheel of questions. Laura's got the question. And Yoshi Yamamoto, who was the winning pitcher for the Dodgers today, said something about Clayton Kershaw that may have been the best compliment you can give another athlete. I'll share it with you coming up next.
Attention Laker fans, Michelob Ultra, ESPN LA, and the Lakers are giving you superior access. You could win a chance to tour the UCLA Health Training Center and shoot around with a Lakers legend. Enter now at ultralakersshootaround.com. Presented by Michelob Ultra, superior light beer. Must be 21 years or older. No purchase necessary. That's ultralakersshootaround.com for official contest rules and eligible counties.
Mason and Ireland, Momo in for Mace, ESPN LA.
The most followed sports radio station in the world.
In the world. That's right. In the world.
710 ESPN.
You know it. Yeah. Tell your friends.
At ESPN Los Angeles on Instagram, Facebook, X, YouTube, TikTok, and Twitch.
We're naturally entertaining.
Yes. LA's mega sports station. 710 ESPN.
Hey guys, it's Cap. Here's the scenario. Your home is flooded and the damage is severe. Now it feels like your insurance company is turning on you. They won't approve a replacement living arrangement and the adjuster leaves you in the lurch. Take a breath and call Avner Gatt, one of Southern California's largest public adjuster firms. Avner Gatt knows how to fight back when your insurance company makes you feel like a criminal, leaving you with no hope of getting into your home and getting it all back together. With decades of experience and a passion for helping people, Avner and his family take the call themselves. So whether you have a toilet overflow, a broken water line, a burst supply line, a broken fire sprinkler, whatever the water damage is, you call Avner Gatt today at 818-917-5256 or you go to avnergatt.com. It's 818-917-5256 or avnergatt.com. You call, Avner answers, he says hello. Your claim is our game. avnergatt.com.
A great lawn is like a great sports team. It takes expertise and a little extra care to really stand out. That's where True Green comes in. They're the official lawn care treatment provider of the PGA Tour, so they know a thing or two about keeping grass looking like a fairway. It's more affordable than you think, and they'll even match any competitor's price. Plus, True Green backs it all up with a satisfaction guarantee. Head to TrueGreen.com today. Let the pros do the work while you sit back and enjoy the results.
Empower. Tim collects bobbleheads. A lot of bobbleheads. Baseball bobbleheads. Race car bobbleheads. Little chihuahua bobbleheads. He's got an entire room strictly for bobbleheads. Does he need them? No. Is his wife mad about it? A little. But Tim works with Empower, and he got good at money, so he can be a little bad. Ooh, horse bobblehead. Classy, Tim. Empower. Invest well, live a little. Start today at empower.com. The fun way to drive home is with Sedano and Cap.
Weekdays after Mason and Ireland.
Here's what I know, and I appreciate all you guys. You guys look at me the way I look at me, which is as a machine, as indestructible, as impenetrable, okay? I understand that. But you know what? I'm just human just like the rest of you guys. Just like the rest of yous, all right? I'm human.
Sedano and Cap today at 3 p.m.
on 710 ESPN.
And it is Mason and Ireland, your Monday afternoon. The Waba Grill lunch hour is on. Why do they grill the order at Waba Grill? Because it's just better for you. Their Asian-inspired menu has high-quality proteins and fresh steamed vegetables. Right now, get a value bowl combo for only $8.99 for a limited time. Waba Grill, it's for you. Just like Mason and Ireland are for you as the Waba Grill lunch hour continues on 710.
Luke's coming on today.
I
1:15.
love that. I had to play it.
I love the Luke Robitaille show.
Same.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So I came across this story that really piqued my interest. Ireland, you've been around hotels so much this month.
Yeah, I spend over 100 nights a year in 100 nights a year in hotels. I figured
we
that
all
out.
travel a lot, but this caught my eye. You know, we've all forgotten things at a hotel, I'm sure.
Yep.
But imagine having to clean a hotel and going in there and
Oh, my
finding
God.
out that one of your guests left an alligator behind.
What?
Yeah. So this happened. A manager of a motel in Michigan, him and his nephew went to clean a room after a guest had left. And they came across a little alligator that was stuck behind like a drawer. And they were like, wait, is this real? Is this really happening? Well, the guy that was there works as an animal handler. And he visits schools to educate students about exotic pets.
Wow.
So he forgot his alligator. I don't know how that happens, but, you know, I want to know, since, you know, we all kind of traveled, what is the, like, craziest thing you've left behind at a hotel?
Okay, I didn't leave this behind, but one day we're playing the Suns in Phoenix.
Uh-huh. Oh,
And
my story's in Phoenix, too.
I
Okay.
check into a room. It's a really nice hotel.
Yeah.
This hotel doesn't exist anymore. It's an
Okay.
old Ritz-Carlton that was
All right.
on 24th and Camelback. It's gone
Oh, that's
now.
way out there. Yeah. Okay.
And I walk into my room, and I open the closet, and there is a really nice suit hanging up in the closet.
Okay.
But it's obviously been dry cleaned. Like it came. It's
like in the plastic.
Yeah, but it's really nice. And I look at the name on the suit, and it says Glenn Geffner, and I went, Glenn Geffner used to be an announcer for the Padres.
Huh.
And I go, I wonder if it's the same guy. So I call down to the concierge and I go, were the Padres just here? And he goes, no, the Red Sox were just here.
Okay.
And so I typed Glenn Geffner into the thing, and he now works for the Red Sox.
Ah.
So I went, huh. So I pull out the Major League Blue Book, and it's got his cell phone in there. And I call the number.
That's
I've never
great.
met him, but I
This is
knew
great.
he was.
Okay.
I call him and I go, Glenn, this message is going to make me sound crazy,
Yeah.
but here we go.
Okay.
My name's John Ireland. I recognize your name because I used to work in San Diego. I got a lot of friends at the Padres. One of the guys at the time at the Padres, Michael Eulenkamp, used to be with the Lakers.
Yeah.
So I go, there's a really nice suit hanging in my room at the Ritz-Carlton, and it's got your name on the cleaning tag.
Yeah.
If it's your suit, call me back, and I'll make sure
my God.
we get it to you.
So weird.
And if this makes 0 sense, then just ignore it.
Yeah.
So an hour later, my phone rings. He goes, John, it's Glenn Geffner. That's my suit. I totally forgot. I spilled something on it, sent it to the dry cleaners, and we checked out, and I just forgot I did it.
Ah.
Take it down to the concierge. They're going to send it to me.
Wow.
What are the odds that I would know the person?
First of all, that it had his name on it.
And that I would be in the same room
Wow.
as another sportscaster.
Nice.
And he would have been there. So that's my weird story. What's yours?
That's a good story. Mine also happened in Phoenix. Maybe a year or two ago. I can't remember exactly when. But I checked into my hotel. It was fairly late at night. I want to say it was like 8 or 9 o'clock at night. Okay. Sorry. Okay. And I check into the hotel.
I have a feeling, Laura, this is going to be embarrassing. Whenever she laughs, this is going to be embarrassing. Good.
And I check into the hotel, and I walk in, and I go, it's kind of clean, but kind of not. And I look around a little bit more, and I see that somebody has very recently taken a shower in here. Like, it's wet in there.
So no one had checked out.
No. Okay, well, I'm going to give you some clues, and you see what happened, maybe. So it's like somebody had taken a shower in there, and like, you can see the water on the shower, kind of,
Right.
and like
The room had not been clean from the previous person, whatever.
Maybe not.
Okay.
Maybe there's a little more to this. Okay. The room looked like it had been cleaned. Like the bed was sort of made.
Oh, can I make a guess?
It was made. Okay, wait.
Okay.
It was sort of made, and like but like not perfect. And the shower had like, water in it, and there was like maybe a towel that had been left out. But like then
no handprints.
I didn't see handprints. I didn't look that close. But like the bed was like a little messed up.
Right.
And I was like, somebody has definitely been in here. So my theory, and I was like, I don't think I want to stay in this room. Like
I wouldn't either.
There was nothing left
By the
in
way,
there.
Michael would run from that room.
Yes. And I was like, I think this room got cleaned. This is my theory. This room got cleaned, and then somebody did something in that room. Then took a shower afterwards.
What happens is a lot of people know the habits of the hotels, and so they say,
it's late at night.
Yeah. That door doesn't lock automatically.
Right.
So, and once they figure that out, they just wait, and then they walk in downstairs and they freeload.
Oh, that's Michael Thompson. You know that from Michael.
But Michael's a clean freak.
Yeah.
So he won't even go in a room.
No, what I'm saying, like, I think somebody probably thought, okay, like, let's say I think it was like 10, 11 o'clock at night.
Right.
I think probably somebody who, let's just like, I watch Grey's Anatomy. Where do the doctors who get it on do their business? In the scrub room or the
Good
whatever.
point.
I think somebody did something in that room and then took a shower afterwards and left and thought nobody was going to be in the room and it would probably get cleaned in the morning.
Oh, I agree. They definitely got it on there.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure they just took a shower afterwards and cleaned up. And
Okay.
I was like, And I just went back downstairs and I was like, yeah, you might want to just, check that room out a little bit.
So Ramona and I spent 30 years as a frustrated Raider fan until they drove me crazy and I left and went to the Commanders. But when I was a Raider fan, everybody at Channel 2 knew I was a Raider fan.
Yeah.
So whenever there was like an assignment, like a big like AFC Championship game or something, they would send me to the Raider games up in Oakland.
That's nice.
And there's a whole bunch of hotels. The Raiders Stadium, when they were in Oakland.
Yeah, right by the airport.
It's right next to the airport. Like
Hegenberger,
literally.
yeah.
Yeah, Hegenberger Road. It's 1 mile from the airport. So what we would do is we would book a room at one of the airport hotels, like the Oakland Airport Hilton.
Yep.
We'd fly up the night before. Check into the hotel, cover the game the next day, fly home right after the game.
Yeah.
So what I realized after doing this a couple times was thousands of people in Los Angeles are Raider fans, and they were doing the exact same thing. They were going up there, getting a room at one of the airport hotels, which are normally really reasonably priced.
Yeah, they're not great hotels.
Right. Spend the night in the hotel, go to the game, and then fly home the next day. So the whole they're only paying for one hotel room, and it's reasonably priced. So I check in. They give me my key. I walk upstairs. I open the door.
Yeah.
And a girl is walking out of the bathroom in a towel.
Okay.
And I walk in and I go, oh, I'm so sorry. And she goes, no problem. Are you a Raider fan?
Yeah.
And I go, yeah. She goes, come on in. And I look on the bed, and there's a Raider jersey on the bed, an old Howie Long jersey.
Okay.
And she's got like Raider gear that she's going to wear. And I go, is this your room? Are you staying here tonight? And she goes, yeah, they must have double booked it. And I said, oh, well, I'll go down and straighten it out. And she goes, okay, if they don't let you in, well, you can come back. I don't care. Like, she was totally welcoming as long as she knew I was a Raider fan.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and she was attractive. And I'm like, this is the weirdest exchange I've ever had with someone I don't know. Like, does she think I'm looking for a lady of the night? I don't know. What? Maybe she was one. I don't know. I walked downstairs and said, "Hey, there's somebody in this room already. I'm so sorry. Here, I'll give you your own room."
Yeah.
But can you believe how accommodating she was?
I think you were onto something with what you were suspecting.
And maybe I just had a friendly energy about me. I don't know.
You do have a friendly
and
energy,
she thought,
John.
"Hey, this guy seems nice. Let's see where this goes." It went nowhere.
He works in TV? What?
Yeah, I didn't tell her that.
She might have known.
Okay, so let me get to this. Let me get to this quote.
You know what? Wait, you are so funny because this is usually me. Like, we were hanging out, and then we had drinks together, and I just assume that you realize I'm married and not looking for anything.
Yeah.
And then and my friend is like, well, most people think oh, that's actually more of an invitation,
right?
Because you're married and you're on the road.
Oh yeah, 500-mile rule.
And I'm like, I have no concept that things might be a little more sinister.
Yeah, I'm a big golden rule person, so I treat everybody the way I'd want to be treated. So I'm super nice to everybody.
Yeah.
And so I think sometimes that naivete works against me. Maybe that was one of those cases. I don't know. All right, so I mentioned that Yamamoto was the winning pitcher today for the Dodgers. They're all over in Tokyo. Was asked by Dylan Hernandez
from the Times,
right?
Yep.
About Clayton Kershaw, and here's what he said. Quote, baseball-wise, of course, but also his humanity. I admire him very much in every way. He's an example. Just being in the same space as him, I feel as if I'll be better at baseball. That's the end of the quote. Isn't that as big of a compliment as you can get from another teammate?
Yes.
That just by you being on the team, you make me better.
Yeah. And seeing how...
and by the way, that's LeBron. Really? Austin Reeves will tell you that just being on the same team as LeBron, he gets better looks. He gets lesser defenders.
Yeah.
He said he gets better passes. He said, I'll say to him, wow, your numbers are through the roof this week. Why do you think? He goes, LeBron and Luka making everybody look good. That's the ultimate compliment you can get as a teammate, is that by you just being on the team, you make everybody better. So it led me to this. What would you want someone to say about you? So what would you consider to be a comment that, Laura, if they asked me, hey, what's it like working with Laura Romo? What would you want me to say? What's important to you that other people absorb when you're around?
Definitely that I am good energy to be around. I'm not problematic, that I can adapt well to certain situations.
Right.
And
that's true, by the way.
Thank you. Appreciate that. And the fact that I'm willing to take feedback.
Dee, how about you? If they're doing a story about you and they're asking other people that you work with for quotes, what would you hope gets said?
My work ethic. He works hard. He's willing to help out in any aspect and possible. So, yeah, that's pretty much the main thing.
Ramona, how about you? What would you hope comes out in that piece?
Yeah, I hope that people would say that I think I'm a very good colleague and mentor, and that I try to lift other people up. Like I just did a call on the way in with a younger writer who covers an NFL team at our place, right? And I always want to help and have a tree of people who can call me and say, how did you do that? And I'll teach you how to do that. You can call me anytime. And also I would like the people that I cover and that I write about to feel like I treated them the right way.
Fairly. That's good. Both those things are good. My dad used to beat in. My dad died in 2019, and he used to beat into me. He goes, look, he said, you're going to get pieces of advice from everybody, especially in your business, in your walk of life. He goes, just if you remember anything I say, he goes, live by the golden rule.
Yeah.
Treat other people the way you would hope to be treated.
Yep.
He said it comes back to you all the time in ways you can never imagine. And he said, if you're ever confused, if you're ever in a situation where you're uncomfortable, just pivot to the golden rule.
Yep.
And I have used that, Ramona, for 30 years. And he was so right.
Yep.
It just, if you treat other people the way you would hope to be treated, watch what happens. Watch your luck get better.
Yep.
Watch your good fortune get better. Like, one of the nicest things somebody ever said about me was, the thing about Ireland is he's great in the room. When he's in the room, the whole room is better.
Yeah.
Which is kind of a variation of the Kershaw quote.
Yeah.
He said, that guy you want in the room.
Right.
And so, which I took as a variation of a golden rule, because I tell everybody and ask everybody things I would want them to ask me.
Yeah.
But I thought Kershaw should feel incredibly flattered by that quote by Yamamoto. Because Kershaw isn't like the Cy Young MVP guy anymore. But the fact that Yamamoto feels he gets better just by having Kershaw around it's just like the ultimate compliment.
You know what I love? Kershaw has turned into what Greg Maddux was for him. So when when Kershaw was a young pitcher, I remember covering the Dodgers back then, and Greg Maddux was like the old guy who didn't really throw hard anymore, and couldn't really. But
he pitched into his 40s because he just outsmarted everybody.
Yeah, he just knew how to pitch, and he taught Kershaw, who had all the talent in the world and had the dreams of being great and wanted to be, not only how to go about structuring your day and your routine and how to get yourself mentally and physically ready, but just how to be.
Have you ever heard Mason's Greg Maddux, Jeff Bagwell story?
Oh, this is a story I may not have heard.
Okay, so Mason told me this story. He said that...
how many times did he tell you?
Well, we've worked together a long time, but it's a good story. He said that one time when Maddux was pitching for either the Braves or the Cubs, it wasn't when he was pitching for the Dodgers. He was pitching for a team that was going to the playoffs that year. And the Astros at the time were in the National League. And so was Maddux. And so his team, he's pitching. His team is up 7-1. And he tells the catcher as he goes out, he goes, Bagwell's the first hitter coming up in the 8th inning.
Okay.
But they're ahead 7-1. And he goes up to the catcher and he says, hey, I know you want me to throw a breaking ball here, but I'm going to throw a fastball to Bagwell up and in, and he's going to jack it. And he goes, why would you do that? He goes, because I want him to think that's what I'm going to do in the playoffs.
Oh.
He said, he goes, I want him to be looking for the pitch I'm about to throw him because I'm not going to throw it in the postseason. So the inning starts.
Oh, wow.
He throws a pitch. Bagwell hits a home run.
Yeah.
So now it's 7-2. Playoffs roll around 3 months later. Bagwell never sees that pitch and couldn't get a hit off of Maddux.
Wow.
So he was playing chess when everybody else was playing checkers.
Yeah.
And so that's the type of thing that having him on your team, he's always thinking 2 moves ahead, which makes it really smart. All right, we're going to do sports graffiti. 877-710-ESPN. Open the phones, Laura. 877-710-3776. Your chance to say anything you want. You can talk about the Lakers, the Dodgers, anything we've talked about. Sports graffiti coming up next. And a reminder, you've heard us talking about the Lakers BBGO Gafote, the greatest fan of all time. We're looking for the greatest Laker fan of all time. And when we find this person, male or female, they will be showered with gifts. Stuff like courtside seats, a year's supply of BBGO, Lakers merch. The voting starts today. You are going to decide. You, the fans, are going to decide who the greatest Laker fan is. So go to this website, LakersGafote.com. All one word. The word Lakers, followed by GFOAT.com. Vote for the winner. You can vote from now until the 24th, and then we're going to pick the winner, but you'll decide it by voting at LakersGafote.com. Sports Graffiti coming up next. Momo Informace, ESPN LA.
You never have to miss a moment of LA's mega sports station. Get the all-new ESPN LA app.
Just search ESPN LA in your App Store or Google Play.
Download, tap, and bam!
You got 710 ESPN in the palm of your hand.
So Mark Real from Real Fathers writes, I always say on the air, you have to have the right family law firm that is going to get you the happiness you deserve and the justice you deserve.
Really, the legal system is designed and set up for fathers to fail. I set out to create a firm and to create something that would help all men navigate that successfully.
We have a new phone number for Real Fathers Rights.
833-ESPN-710.
And RFR710.com.
Yes, RFR710.com.
Hey, it's DFAR. The best sports trips aren't just about the game. It's about the whole experience. With Absolute Sport, that experience is built around you. Whether it's an El Clasico match followed by a night in Madrid, oh yeah, or a company outing at the U.S. Open, they'll customize everything to fit your perfect trip. If your event has a ticket, they'll build a package around it. So what are you waiting for? Visit us.absolute-sport.com. That's ABSOLUT-sport and make your dream trip a reality.
The CONCACAF Nations League Finals arrive at SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, California, March 20th to 23rd. USA versus Panama, followed by Canada versus Mexico. The dream is now. Don't miss the Final Four national teams in the semifinals doubleheader. One ticket, two matchups. Get your tickets now on Ticketmaster. For more information, visit CONCACAFNationsLeague.com/tickets.
Hey, basketball fans. John Ireland here. You've seen Austin Reeves rise to the occasion, and now he's bringing that same drive to his latest signature shoe, the AR2s from Rigorer. Built for speed, support, and all-day comfort, these kicks are made for players who never back down. Austin was involved in every step, making sure the AR2s match his game. Tough, versatile, and ready for anything. Go to Rigorer.com, RIGORER, and get your pair today. Rigorer.com.
Hi, this is Sean McVay of your LA Rams. The Rams play here. KSPN, Los Angeles.
710 ESPN.
A good karma brands radio station.
Mason, Ireland, on 710 ESPN.
Shohei Ohtani and I have something in common.
No, you don't.
Yes, we do.
I don't believe
we do.
Does he call in sick a lot?
No.
Okay.
Right now, more of Mason and Ireland on 710.
Momo is in for Mace, sports graffiti time. And the way this works, I think most of you are familiar with it, but the way this works is we're just going to call your name, tell you you're on, and you can talk about whatever you want. Most shows, when you call, you get screened for 10 minutes. What are you going to talk about?
It usually works out well, and sometimes it doesn't.
Exactly. We never know what we're going to get, but Don is hitting leadoff. Don, you're on sports graffiti. Punch up line one. For some reason, this thing's not working, D. Punch up line one. Don, you're on sports graffiti. Go.
Hey, guys. Hope you're all doing good today. I just wanted to share a quick story with you. You guys were talking about the hotel stuff and the crazy stories and all that. I used to go to this hotel called El Rancho in Vegas twice a year for a bowling tournament.
Yeah, it was very affordable.
And
how do you know about this hotel, John?
Anyway, I used to take my wallet and I would hide it under the corner of the mattress anytime that I was going down to the pool, doing whatever, and not think anything of it. Well, one day I put my wallet under there and I came back into the room after and I reached under to grab my wallet and somebody had put a sex toy in there from their trip before.
Okay.
Hello. Well, there you go.
Full hand grabbed it and pretty much ran to the bathroom to wash my hands.
Yeah, well, if you're lucky, Don, thanks for the phone call. You're lucky. If that was Michael Thompson, he would check out of that room immediately.
Okay.
Ricky, you're on Sports Graffiti. Go.
Hey, John, how are you? Hi, Ramona, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. So I also want to talk about a Vegas story in a hotel where back in 92, 93, me and my friends, we used to go there for the Dead shows.
Yeah.
And one Sunday morning, one Sunday afternoon, it was time to leave, and one of my friends is missing. I literally go back up to the hotel room. The cleaning lady is literally vacuuming around him as he's sleeping on the floor. I had forgotten him, and he was still passed out.
Oh, my God.
Well, that's a long weekend. But anybody who's been to Vegas probably isn't surprised by that. Here's Harold. Harold, you're on Sports Graffiti. Go.
John, I'm frustrated.
Okay.
If I don't, you know me, I'm a big Bruin, and I know you are an alumnus. If I don't bring up the men's and women's basketball team, and now they're in the tournament, you guys never talk about college basketball.
Well, we will now, Harold, because of the tournament, and particularly since UCLA's women are the number one seed in the whole tournament. But you know what's weird, Harold? I don't think the men are going to do much. I thought their effort against Wisconsin in the Big Ten tournament was really bad. I think they could go out early. I think they may win one game. I think the women can win the whole thing. And Momo, I am more apt to follow the women's tournament than the men's, and I've never said that before.
Totally.
Because of Juju and because of Lauren Betts and because of Kiki Rice, and I like Corey Close, I like Lindsey Gottlieb, I like all those people.
And they have a classic Big Ten rivalry now.
Right. I wish it was a Pac-12 rivalry, but there it is.
I know, me too. The stars in women's basketball, Paige Beckers in South Carolina. I mean, I love all these stars now.
Here's Mark. Mark, you're on Sports Graffiti. Go, Mark.
Hey, Momo. Hey, John.
Hey.
Just tack up to the complete dominance of a certain Laker. Look at the stat on 40-point, 20-rebound games. AD had one right before he got traded, and they showed a graphic. And if you guys can pull that up now, you'll be blown away by who the guy is that's got like 100 times more 40-20 games than anybody else.
Well, it would probably be Wilt, but they didn't keep stats as good back in those days, so I don't know if it is or not. Here's Jay. Jay, you're on Sports Graffiti. Go.
Yeah, quick question for you both. I know you both travel a lot. I do as well because I'm a truck driver. How do you avoid bed bugs in a hotel, and has it ever happened to you?
Once, a long time ago when I was in my 20s.
Really?
Yeah, but now the hotels we stay in for these NBA teams are so nice that it's never been an issue. Has it ever been an issue for you, Ramona?
No, but I know people who have had this issue. I mean, some of it, I don't know. Is it a quality of the hotel you stay in or not?
Probably. I mean, you don't see as many of those once you check it out.
I mean, look, I've stayed in my fair share of Best Westerns and Red Roof Inns and a few Motel 6s along the way. You can kind of tell, you can kind of tell. The one thing my advice to you is I always take that top cover off. I never sleep with the top cover. On the bed. They don't change that one. They change the sheets, but they don't change that top cover. So I take it off. The first thing I do when I get in the room, I take it off. Even in a nice
what Michael
hotel.
does?
What?
Puts towels on the floor so his feet never touch the carpet.
I get that.
Yeah. It's super weird. Here's Jerry on Sports Graffiti. Hey, Jerry, you're up. Go.
Hey, guys. How's it going?
Good.
Hey, John, two things, John. Real quick. I noticed you were mentioning yesterday that Dodgers or I believe MLB was thinking about putting the most valuable player sticker on somebody's jersey.
Right.
For when
they're going to do it. They're going to do it for the MVPs in each league, and I think for the Cy Young Award guys in each league.
Right. I had called last year to tell you guys that what if the NBA put the trophy on the jersey for a whole year of the champion who wins the championship?
I like it. I think winning a title. Thanks for the call. I think winning a title is a big deal. And I think if you had a little miniature Larry O'Brien trophy on your jersey, that would mean something. What would you do, Momo? Let's say so the Celtics won the title last year. If a guy joins the Celtics this year, but he wasn't on the team last year, does he still get the trophy on his jersey?
I think so.
Yeah, I think you have to.
Yeah, I think you got to do it because it's awkward. I mean, look, maybe it's like college football though, where they have those little stickers on their helmets,
right? Like Ohio State.
Yeah, I always think that's cool with the Buckeyes.
Andrew, you're on Sports Graffiti. Andrew, go.
Hey, John and Momo, I'm pretty freaked out about the Mookie Betts about his illness.
Right.
I'm thinking it may be valley fever. That's pretty common out there in Arizona, and it can hit you. It can linger for a long time. It causes weight loss. It's sometimes known as coxy. So, I'm super excited about the Dodger season. I don't want these little onesie-twosie things to sort of derail them, but I'm a little bit freaked out.
Well, 15 pounds in a week is a ton of weight to lose. You and I both know Molly Knight. She went over there to these games in Tokyo, and I was reading on her blog that she hasn't been able to eat. She said it's just he goes, you can't just walk into any restaurant here and get food you're used to having. She said you got to shop around a little bit.
So did he get sick on the flight over?
He started to feel sick in Arizona.
And
then when he got to Japan, it escalated, and in Japan he was sick the whole time. I think they flew him home. That was the plan, at least.
Yeah.
I know he's not going to play.
I saw the video of him.
He didn't play today,
really
and he's not playing tomorrow.
I mean, I get sick or I'm exposed to preschool germs.
Of course.
Kindergarten germs.
The walking Petri dish.
Oh, my God, some of the stuff they bring home. And it's like, you could lose 6 pounds with a stomach bug. Like you could, like in a day, you could throw
Yeah.
up enough and not be able to eat for a couple of days.
I was watching
15's a lot though.
I was watching Devil Wears Prada the other
Yeah.
day, and,
Oh.
and there's a great line in there where
I know.
Emily Blunt's sick, and
love it.
and Anne Hathaway says to her, "You look great, by the way." She goes, "Thank you. I'm one stomach flu away from my goal weight."
love it.
Yeah, it's perfect.
So good.
Let's get Joan in here. Joan, you're on Sports Graffiti. Hi.
Hey guys, actually it's Johan. My bad on that. I just want to give a quick shout out to Cal State University Dominguez Hills. Both men and women's basketball, both are advancing to the Elite Eight. And I just want to say mad respect to any journalists out there and reporters. I had to do post-game conferences for the West Regional in our school, and it was fun. And I had to learn a lot from you guys. So thanks.
All right, thanks for the call.
Very cool.
And all right, that wraps up Sports Graffiti. Luke Robitaille will join us for his weekly hockey segment coming up next. First, I want to tell you about the Southern California Toyota dealers. Do you know that every new Toyota, every one of them, comes with Toyota Care? That means for the first 2 years you own that car, or 25,000 miles, whichever comes first, Toyota Care pays for everything. You have no maintenance charges. So explore their full lineup of vehicles, find the best offers. One of two ways. You can go to Toyota.com, or you can just go into your Southern California Toyota dealer. They've got cars, trucks, SUVs. Toyota, we make it easy. Let's go places. Mason in Ireland, Momo in for Mace, ESPN LA.
The fun way to drive home is with Sedano and Cap.
Weekdays after Mason in Ireland.
First class up in the sky. I mean, come on, man.
You can be up there with me, Cappy.
Nah, your contract's different than mine. Mine is.
You need to get a better deal, bro.
Back by the bathroom, up in the sky. He's in economy.
Sedano and Cap today at 3 p.m.
on 710 ESPN.
NextGen is the official AC, heating, plumbing, and electrical company of SoCal sports fans. That's right. Is your heating and AC system ready to power through the season? From quick tune-ups to full replacements, NextGen has you covered. For a limited time, ESPN LA listeners can get a heating and AC tune-up for just $88. That's right. Stay in the game all season with an $88 heating and AC tune-up from NextGen. Call 833-3-NEXTGen today.
NEXGEN. Call 833-3-NEXTGen.
Buying a home used to feel like a complete headache. Listings here, pre-approval there, financing somewhere else. Now, Rocket is giving every home one address. Rocket.com. A single seamless homeownership platform to help you find, buy, sell, finance, and refinance your home. Everything you need, all under one roof. Visit Rocket.com, the new home for all things homeownership. Rocket. Own the dream.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Are you a victim of the timeshare trap and think there's no way out? I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, the original timeshare cancellation expert. And I'm here to tell you that there is a way out. All you need to do is give my office a call. I will send you a timeshare exit information kit absolutely free, explaining how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free info kit. 800-990-1551. That's 800-990-1551.
When I wake up
The best mornings
in the morning light,
start with Wrangler.
pull on my jeans and I feel alright.
Jeans, jackets, and shirts that get your day started on the right foot.
I pull my blue jeans on. I pull my old blue jeans on.
Good mornings make for better days.
I pull my blue jeans on. I pull my old blue jeans on.
Wrangler, for the ride of life.
Welcome to TGL presented by SoFi, golf's newest league. It's sharp and it's electric. How is it sharp? How is it electric? Good questions. Try this on for size. 2 hours of hammer dropping, overtime, forcing, playoffs on the line, golf. With 24 of the best players from the PGA Tour, split into 6 teams. Atlanta, Boston, Jupiter, LA, New York, and the Bay. This isn't your average Sunday pickup game. Tune in every week for TGL matches, only on ESPN. Keep up. It's golf.
Hi, this is Matthew Stafford of your Los Angeles Rams. This is Mason in Ireland on your home of Rams football, 710 ESPN.
All right, it's time for the Luke Robitaille Show. Luke comes on each and every week at this time, and we talk a little Kings hockey. You can hear every Kings game on the ESPN LA app. the Kings lost last night, but Momo, I think it won 5 in a row before that, and Luke Robitaille joins us now. Luke, you guys were rolling. I'm guessing that one loss isn't going to dampen the mood over there, right? You guys have kind of figured some things out over the past couple of weeks?
Yeah, well, it is still sport. You're always pissed about the last game.
Sure,
that's all you remember.
sure.
But yeah, we've been playing much better. We're happy with the way the teams play. Even last night, even though we lost, we kind of you have an identity as a team, and if the team plays within their identity, and if you lose the game because you can't win them all, you're still okay as an organization, and that's kind of the way we feel about last night.
What when you talk about identity, sometimes it takes months for a team to find that. Do you feel like you guys have found that recently, or has it been evolving for a while now?
It's kind of been there all year as a team. What I mean by our identity, we play a really tight game. We don't give up much defensively. And then we have a real balanced scoring of 3 lines. And then last night, even though we only scored 1 goal, those guys created a lot of chances. It's like when I played, I used to say, as long as I'm getting the chances, I know the puck will go in. You can't score every game, but you kind of knew it. It's when, as a player, you're not getting chances that you're in trouble. So our team created enough last night, and then we didn't give up much defensively. We still lost the game, but then you kind of know. So our identity is we really don't give up much, and it's hard to play against us. And that's something our guys have taken a lot of pride that way. And, we've always heard the cliche in sport, if you play well defensively, you got a better chance to win a championship.
Luke Robitaille is our guest. Luke, talk to me about Quinton Byfield. I think he scored in 6 straight games at one point. I think you guys took him second in the draft, so you always had very high hopes for this kid. But he seems to have figured some things out. Is he like Drew Doughty, Andrei Kopitar potential? I mean, could he be an all-star? Is he that guy, or is he still too young for that to tell?
When we drafted him, that's our plan. That was what we saw in him. He brings a ton of energy, and it's kind of funny. There was a kid that was drafted after him. His name was Tim Stützle, and he plays in Ottawa. And we always said we think the kid Stützle will score more points, but because the way Quinton Byfield plays with a ton of energy, and he plays we call it both ways, offense and defense, we think we'll win more games with him. And that's what's happening right now. He brings a ton of energy. He's really taken over a lot of games. And, to answer your question, I see him playing, being an all-star and, taking over this team in the next few years.
Luke, this is a weird question, but I think a lot of King fans actually ask this when they're watching the games. Quinton identifies as African-American, right? Or African-Canadian, I guess it would be, right?
Yeah. I'm not sure you use the word Canadian.
Yeah, because he's like you, he's Canadian, but there aren't a lot of black hockey players, but there are more now than ever before. Way more than when you played, right?
Yeah, there's definitely more. I think it's just been it depends what game you start playing when you're a kid, and there's been more and more kids coming from different ethnicity around the world, and we're seeing that more and more. But definitely, he's a kid that he's very special for us. I'll tell you that.
What's he like as a guy, personality-wise?
He just happy all the time, just loves life. He's got a smile, big grin. In junior hockey, it was kind of funny. He was like a big superstar in Canada, and he wore a bow tie to every game. And I haven't seen him doing, but I can tell you, he's got a swag. He dresses he dressed really cool. He's just one of those kids that loves life and enjoys every day, and you can see his teammates gravitates around him.
Luke Robitaille is our guest. Luke, your next game is going to be Thursday in Chicago. For my money, those battles between the Kings and the Blackhawks, when you guys were alternating Stanley Cups, like 2010 to 2015, whenever the Kings and the Blackhawks got together, and I'm not like a season ticket holder fan that's going to watch every game, but I never missed one of those games because the star power was there. They to me were the classic worthy adversary. Like, I thought the Kings were going to win every time we played them, but was never surprised when they won. Like, I don't think any of those playoff series were ever a sweep. You know, those teams, both of those teams were too good. Does that rivalry still exist, or has it faded out and it's got to renew?
Well, at the time, those were the two best teams in the league. I mean, there were a few other good teams in the league, but everybody knew to win the cup, you had to get over, like, beat Chicago or LA. And then when we met each other in the playoffs, even though it was not in the final, you kind of had a feeling that whomever was going to win that series was going to win the playoffs. So it's not the way it is because Chicago's still in their rebuild. We're kind of coming out of our rebuild, so you know our positioning is better. But this year they've beaten us twice, so this is a big game for us Thursday. We have to win that one. We know, but at that time there was such a rivalry because those were the two best teams. But I don't think it's going to be long before Chicago gets back in the upper echelon of our league.
Okay, so that game is Thursday in Chicago, right?
Yeah.
You know what Friday is, right? Steve Mason's birthday party.
Now, Luke, percentage chance 0 to 100 that you make an appearance at Mason's birthday party is what?
Well, just so you guys know, I finally got the invite.
Okay.
I finally got the invite, but we all have a life. You guys have a life, but like, how long ago did you guys get the invite for the party?
Like
months ago.
Yeah, a couple months ago. You probably got it this week, right?
That's the problem. Is I got it last Thursday, which is like it's a week away. Like I'm not home. So the problem is it's like almost like a Make-A-Wish invitation. You know, it's like I kept bugging him that I wasn't invited. And then finally they said, okay, let's send it to him. But let's send him to him late enough that he got the invite, but we don't want him to show up. That's how it feels.
Really?
I think you have read this situation perfectly. You're an afterthought. He's looking to glom onto your star power to make his party appear more attractive, and I think it's smart for you to be out of town, Luke. That's my 2 cents.
It's kind of funny too that I got the invite when we were on a winning streak.
True.
Exactly. That is very Mason. Yeah, he is a front runner.
Like early in the year, we had a little struggle, and I mentioned it, never got the invite.
That is
we're
great.
We're going to have to, next week, we're going to have a discussion about that.
Well, and I'm going to be on the road with the Lakers, but you're going to try and come in studio next week, right?
Yes.
All right, I'm sorry I'm going to miss that, but we look forward to having you in here.
You, yeah.
And have fun this weekend wherever you're going. Are you going out of town?
Well, I'm going to be in Chicago.
Oh, you're going to the
Chicago,
game.
And I'm supposed to come back Saturday morning.
Okay.
For our game. So.
All right, Mason will take it personally, but that's what we like. It'll be very funny. Thank you, Luke, for doing this.
It's really his fault.
Of course it is.
Fault.
True.
Of course it is. Hey, Luke, have a great day. Go get a win in Chicago. We'll talk to you next week.
Okay, thank you, guys.
You
Great
got
talking
it.
to you.
See ya.
That was awesome.
Yeah, he's the best. He'll put up with anything. All right, the subject of your story on ESPN.com, the one that's out today, was the subject of much discussion last night at the Lakers-Spurs game. We'll tell you what Ramona wrote about. It's a pretty big deal in the NBA. And then we'll get into the NBA and talk about whether or not we both listened to this podcast that had a lot of radical ideas on how to change the league. We like some of these ideas. We'll share those with you coming up.
Attention Laker fans, Michelob Ultra, ESPN LA, and the Lakers are giving you superior access. You could win a chance to tour the UCLA Health Training Center and shoot around with a Lakers legend. Enter now at ultralakershootaround.com. Presented by Michelob Ultra Superior Light. Must be 21 years or older. No purchase necessary. That's ultralakershootaround.com for official contest rules and eligible counties.
Mason in Ireland, Momo in for Mace, ESPN LA.
You never have to
to miss a moment of LA's mega sports station. Get the all-new ESPN LA app.
Just search ESPN LA in your App Store or Google Play.
Download, tap, and bam!
You got 710 ESPN in the palm of your hand.
Hey everybody, it's Cap. Is it time to sell your home? Whether you're downsizing, moving, or inheriting a property, call Seller's Advantage. With decades of experience, they offer custom cash solutions and can close in days. No repairs, no agents, no hassle, just a great offer that gives you peace of mind. Call 888-390-AS-IS or visit sellersadvantage.com. Don't worry, sell happy with Seller's Advantage.
DRE number 01961658.
Don't worry, sell happy with Seller's Advantage.
It's spring in the Southland, and the season of adventure is here. So why not hit the road in a brand new Kia from Kia of Carson? Whether you want a sleek sedan, a spacious SUV, or the latest hybrid or EV, Kia of Carson has the perfect ride for you. As one of the largest Kia dealerships in the country, we have all the latest tech-savvy vehicles that make the season of adventure more exciting. And Kia of Carson makes car buying easy, fun, and unforgettable. But don't wait. Our spring sales event is happening now. Hurry in today or shop online at KiaofCarson.com. Kia of Carson. Let's get you on the road.
Hey, basketball fans, John Ireland here. Austin Reeves has been playing lights out, and now he's bringing that same energy to his brand new signature shoe, the AR2s from Rigorer. Designed for top performance and comfort, these kicks are for players who grind just like Austin. He was hands-on in crafting every detail, making sure the AR2s deliver on and off the court. So go to Rigorer.com, Rigorer. Don't wait. Own a pair of Austin Reeves' shoes. That's Rigorer.com.
Hey guys, it's Cap. Here's the scenario. Your home is flooded and the damage is severe. Now it feels like your insurance company is turning on you. They won't approve a replacement living arrangement, and the adjuster leaves you in the lurch. Take a breath and call Avner Gatt, one of Southern California's largest public adjuster firms. Avner Gatt knows how to fight back when your insurance company makes you feel like a criminal, leaving you with no hope of getting into your home and getting it all back together. With decades of experience and a passion for helping people, Avner and his family take the call themselves. So whether you have a toilet overflow, a broken water line, a burst supply line, a broken fire sprinkler, whatever the water damage is, you call Avner Gatt today at 818-917-5256, or you go to avnergatt.com. It's 818-917-5256 or avnergatt.com. You call, Avner answers, he says hello. Your claim is our game, avnergatt.com.
When you bundle renters and auto with Progressive, you can save while protecting your most valuable possessions, like your really expensive limited edition sneakers and your new suit for your cousin's wedding. Except you never actually bought the suit because you can't stop buying sneakers. So you show up to the wedding looking like you're going grocery shopping. But hey, at least your sneakers will look good in the pictures, until you're cropped out of every last one of them. So go ahead and get Progressive, so you can save while protecting the things that matter to you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Evan Cohen here. Picking a place to build a life is a lot like selecting a draft pick. Make a decision that will set you up for long-term success. Pick Wisconsin. In Wisconsin, you'll find dynamic career opportunities, beautiful seasons, affordable living, and legendary weekends. From its high quality of life and great schools to its fine arts, culinary, and pro sports scenes, Wisconsin gives you so much to look forward to. That's why you should pick Wisconsin. Learn more about making Wisconsin your home. Visit pickwisconsin.com.
Mason in Ireland on 710.
I'm not that guy.
You
I'm
are
not,
absolutely
I'm not that
guy.
picture-focused guy anymore. Since last night.
More of Mason in Ireland right now.
These roads of flames are catching a fire.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are now joined by the former producer of this program, Corporate Greg Bergman, who decided to kick himself upstairs.
Yes,
in Chris Morales' absence, and Laura's been producing the show.
But now Chris Morales is back, and I'm still in the upstairs.
Who predicted that?
You did very much so.
Yeah, so
but no,
we'll
Laura's
see
doing
who's
a great
right.
job.
How long until he comes back?
What did I say was going
you
to
said
happen?
I would never.
No, I said
produce-
you were going to give Laura this gig. She's going to kill it, and you were going to use it as an excuse to kick yourself upstairs permanently.
I mean, I think that's a good thing, right?
I'm
actually on the air more now.
I'm just pointing out that I was right as usual.
Well, as usual, yes. You were,
okay,
but we never know what's going to happen.
The reason you're in here,
Yes.
and Momo's in for Mace today. If you guys are just jumping
Hi,
in,
Momo.
and the reason I asked Greg to come in is what Mason and I always say, working for this place, is just do a really good show, and everything else will take care of itself. That's true with one exception. The thing we do better around here, frankly, than anything else, and this is a little inside business, but I think it's interesting for you guys to hear, is if you're one of our partners, priority one, even above like producing shows and me doing play-by-play and Greg, you managing 500 games a year, is partners here are priority one. And years ago, a long time ago, we were in business with Children's Hospital. So this year we rekindled that relationship. And yesterday we did every show from CHLA.
Right.
As part of a auction that we've been doing to help them raise money. March is their big fundraising month over there.
Make March matter.
And Greg, to say that we exceeded even our own expectations would be an understatement. No,
Oh, absolutely an understatement. So when Ron Mitchell, who is the salesperson with CHLA, he said, "Okay, let's just try and get to $10,000." And I had a very much a goal, and then everybody, Janessa, Steph, Ron, all got on board.
Everybody there
that wanted to get to $25,000 because we get our name up on this big board that's over there.
Right.
And we are currently over $31,000,
which is thank you to the audience.
Yeah, thank you to the listeners. Everything that they've done, it's amazing how much they have donated to this great cause.
So,
very
Momo, you actually have experience. You have little kids, so you've actually used Children's Hospital, right?
Like I went down there. My 6-year-old had something going on with his eye. And we wanted to make sure nothing was wrong in there. And then they go, the eye doctor was like, well, if you want to be really sure, you really should get an MRI. But for a 6-year-old, they can't sit still during an MRI. And I go, okay, like I have to take him to Children's Hospital. Like there's no way I'm going to put him through this without people who do this every day. And they got me an appointment really early in the morning. We got up and they called, and everybody was so great with him. He was so nervous and scared, and they like held his hand through every single and everybody there just knows how to deal with kids.
Yes.
Well,
like,
you know
they
what?
really
You know why?
know how to talk to kids.
You know why?
Yeah.
We had 3 doctors on our shows. There were There were 3 different doctors on every show. So 9.
There's 3 to 5 different.
Yeah, there were at least 9 different doctors, and the 3 that were on with us. What I realized after a couple of minutes was,
they're smarter than everybody.
Yeah, but they think like a kid.
Yeah.
Which I don't think a lot of regular doctors do.
Yeah.
Like, doctors are there to help everybody feel better, but they're like, no, kids might be scared, or kids might be intimidated, or kids might like drawing blood for a kid might be super dramatic.
Yeah,
and
even getting a little putting an IV in was really hard.
And so it was. I love taking care of all our partners, but to re-partner with them and to take care of them. And by the way, this is a message to anybody out there that owns a business, that if you're thinking about trying to get the word out about your business, that you should, I'm not just saying this because I work here. I'll say this long after I'm gone. You should call ESPN LA, because from the top of our company down, and Greg, you're in more meetings than I am.
Fans, partners, teammates.
Yeah, it's take care of the partners no matter what. And I thought we did a good job of that yesterday, and they're a great partner because they made it easy. And I thought we spent a day showcasing what they do and made $35,000 in the process for them. Yeah. And it, like, for example, one of the things that was up in the silent auction, Ramona and I both had items on there. I put together a golf foursome with me and James Worthy and any 2 other people that wanted to come play. Yeah. We're going to go play at Mountain Gate, where Worthy and I play a lot. And a guy named Michael LeBounty bought it. He's going to come with his dad. Michael, if you're listening, thank you for your generous bid. Over $3,000 came in for Children's Hospital on this. Michael will be in touch. Can't wait to meet you and your dad. We'll find a date where we can all go play. I talked to Worthy about it today. We are pumped up. And Greg, I always like it. Like Sam Pines, our boss, always says, look, we're not happy until the partners are happy. And I know yesterday everybody was happy.
Everybody was happy. They were all standing around watching you guys. I think it's very much a testament to what you guys do. That includes you, Momo, Laura, DeAndre, all the producers, all the talent, everybody in the back that did this. It's a testament to how we react, how you are on the air, and how you get to bring people in to get to people wanting to just bid money to spend time with you, Momo.
Big
I
events.
know. I'm excited.
Okay, so what does the Momo ESPN
The Momo experience
detail? Do you even know yet, or are you still creating it?
So we're assuming it's
go ahead.
NBA Today. They get to watch you on NBA Today or on a studio show that you are going to
Round
be
the
on
Horn,
at LA,
Sports Center, whatever
it happens to be that you're on. They can watch you, and then you get to take them around in a studio tour of LAPC, which is the TV building.
And let's give a shout out to your winner, a guy named Jonathan Paz, P-A-Z. So Jonathan, you're going to get all this.
Super
and
cool.
I heard DeMarco talking. I mean, DeMarco's going to coach a bunch of kids. That was one of the things that we went. Bob Kay, who's one of the doctors I introduced Greg to yesterday. I've known him for years. I went over 5 years ago.
Yeah.
He called me. He's a big listener, and he said, hey, if you want to come shadow me for a day and see what we do at Children's, I'd love to have you. So I took him up on it. Bob ended up bidding and winning the bowling thing with Travis.
Oh, cool. That's great.
So and so he's excited about that. And so everybody that won, congratulations, and more importantly, thank you. All of your money, all of it, is going to Children's Hospital.
Every cent of it. And I learned something also yesterday. Did you know that there is something called a white coat phobia? That doctors, when they're wearing the white coats that they were with when they were talking to you, that they don't wear those around kids because it scares them, because they see that, they think they think I'm going to be in trouble, something's going to happen to me, I'm going to get hurt. That's something which is amazing.
I used to work with this guy at the Lakers, and his parents were architects, and what they did was they built schools, primarily elementary schools. Yeah. And it was I had dinner at his house one night, and I was talking to his folks, and it was fascinating the questions that these architects would ask. Like, you don't even think about this. Like, look at the chair you're sitting in. For a little kid, these chairs are too big.
Yeah.
You know, and think about tables. You got to make them smaller. Think about bathrooms. You got to make them smaller.
Right.
You got to make it, and there's got to be a lot of bright colors in the hallways instead of, like, if you walk through my house or your house, we probably got a lot of white or beige walls. Not in a school, man. Those kids want action and color. And Children's Hospital is just loaded with stuff like that. And everybody I met, Greg, from the time I was there until the time I left, I was there for about 3.5, 4 hours. And it was, it's just a really impressive place. We're lucky to have a children's hospital in Los Angeles, and we look forward to helping them do this again. This is just the first year of our partnership. We're gonna, in my case, I'm gonna get to play with Michael and his dad and everybody that. Everybody kind of stepped up on this one. Everybody, like, you called me a couple months ago. Okay, what can we do that could raise a lot of money? And this was one of the biggest fundraisers.
Right,
it was great.
And you were very open to it. That was the biggest thing. And every single town said, "Yeah, whatever you need me to do, I will absolutely do."
Because most of us have kids, including everyone, all three of us.
Yep,
absolutely. And so it was. As parents, the worst thing in the world is when you're dealing with this today. One of Ramona's kids fell and hit his head, and she was just talking to Nevin on the phone. Things you can't control when you need children's hospital. There was a great line, Greg, the first person that I was with yesterday, Annie, when I was doing that tour.
Right.
She gave me a great line. She said, what we say around Children's Hospital is, we hope you're never here.
Right.
We hope you never need us.
Right.
But when you do, we're ready.
Yeah.
And that's amazing.
Which is a great attitude.
So if you still want to donate, there still are experiences. All the ones that are talent related, those are pretty much done. But there are still other experiences that you still can go bid on. If you go to 710-4CHLA, 710-FORCHLA. And also, if you don't want to bid on the experiences, that's totally fine. If you just want to donate and actually just give to the hospital, there's a donate button in the top left of that website.
And a lot of times, when you donate to charities, and a lot of people have been donating lately because of the fires and as well as other stuff, like the entity, in this case ESPN LA, will take a cut. That's not happening with this. Every penny that you donate is going straight to Children's Hospital.
Yeah.
So if you can afford to give, please do, and know that your donation is going in there. Greg, you did a great job with this. Seriously, I know I give you crap all the time, but this was some of, and you and Steph and Ron were there all day.
Janessa,
Janessa was there from like
I got to listen to all 9 hours. I stood there watching all 9 hours. It was incredible. All the doctors were incredible.
Yeah,
I listened to a bunch of the doctor interviews, and I was super interested.
I actually thought that I was worried. I told Greg this beforehand. I go, man, if we interview doctors all day, aren't we going to worry about losing sports fans? Are going to like tune out? And the reaction I got from listeners was opposite. They're like,
thank you.
Thank
you for
I
doing
learned so much listening to those people. And it's a great organization, and we're very happy that everything went well. Greg, thank you for doing that.
Thank you.
All right, Moma, before we go to What's Up, Fool, your story on ESPN LA today is a question we were asking during the game last night. Greg Popovich, who has more wins as a head coach in the NBA than anyone ever, more than Phil, more than Lenny Wilkins, more than Pat Riley. Pop has more than anybody. Left the team after suffering a stroke early in the season. He will not return this year. The question we were all asking last night is will he ever go back to the bench again? I think he can stay with the Spurs in some capacity as long as he wants. Yeah. That's one of the subjects of your story today. What's your answer to that question? Do you think Pop will coach again?
For a long time, I thought that he wouldn't, that he had a stroke and that's too dangerous and too scary. But when I went out to San Antonio and you talk to people, one of the things you get is that he is attacked this rehab and he's attacked the recovery of this, like, you know, his getting back to where he wants to be depends on it. And I think they said he is further along in 5 months. He's at 5 months post stroke, where people usually are at 9 months, right? And the fact that he was able to get up in front of the team, stand there, walk, talk to them, deliver messages, that was really more than a lot of people thought he was going to be able to do when this first happened. And I think it really is just give it time. And the sense I got from everyone there was this is his decision to make, and no one there is pressuring him. They have this guy, Mitch Johnson, who's a Stanford guy. He's a young coach. He doesn't have the kind of resume that you would expect the guy who follows Pop to have.
Yeah, I think that if Pop did come out and announce that he was done with being on the bench, and it might be Momo just from he doesn't want to travel. He like I've been talking all day about how much I've been sleeping in hotels. I've slept in 6 different cities in the last 10 days. He may not want to do that. I think he likes coaching and talking to the players, but the travel's a whole new animal.
And also, one thing it was just something I thought of, so I don't want anyone to aggregate me saying this, but while I was there, I was wondering the exact same thing. What if he just did the home games? Phil Jackson tried to float that once to Jerry Buss, as a if I just did the home games because that travel's too hard. And especially this Mitch Johnson, who's a young coach who a lot of people believe in. A lot of people like him, but is he ready yet? That's the question.
Well, here's why I don't think Mitch Johnson would necessarily be a lock for that job. I think he'd be a candidate. But Pop has one of the great coaching trees of all time. Emi Udoka was on that staff at one point. Mike Budenholzer was on that staff. Taylor Jenkins was on that staff. Yeah. So some of the best young coaches in the league now all came through San Antonio. And the players that are coaching, guys like Steve Kerr played for Pop.
So all of those guys are mentioned in our story. And what's interesting is all of them have jobs. The only 2 guys that are part of that coaching tree that don't have jobs right now, Mike Brown, who was fired in Sacramento.
Who was there for years.
And Monty Williams. Monty Williams
is very highly regarded there.
Very highly regarded. Living in San Antonio, coaching a high school team there. Tim Duncan's son happens to be on his team.
Right.
Those are the 2 guys who are quote unquote available. All the other guys who have been put out there as potential replacements for Pop over the years, which we've been talking about this for 10 years. When is Pop going to retire, right?
But here's why it's a different animal now. The person that gets that job, and it could be Pop. Again, we don't want to put him out before he's ready to go. It's like you said it best. I think it's going to be his decision. That team starting next year with De'Aaron Fox and Victor Wembanyama is going to be in the playoffs for the next 10 years.
As long as they stay healthy, yes.
Yeah, and I'm operating under the assumption they're going to figure out this thrombosis with Wemby, so it doesn't ruin his career. But if they can figure that out, if he's healthy, and in some cases, like in the case of Chris Bosh, they were unable.
By the way, Stephon Castle's really good too.
Yeah,
the guy they drafted 4th overall last year.
I don't know if you've gotten into this deep vein thrombosis thing.
Yeah, I know all about it. Yeah.
If Chris Bosh was never able to come back from it. Christian Coloco, who plays for the Lakers, was able to come back from it, and he's back out there playing. So I'm thinking positively that
Brandon Ingram's come back. Asar Thompson has come back from it. People have had this before, and the question is, can you just treat it with blood thinners? Is it a one-time issue? Is there any kind of genetic issue that's behind it.
And they're checking all that
stuff. They're checking all that stuff. Does he need a surgery to correct it? Whatever the case is. So that's why he's out for the rest of the season. The question is, how much longer is he out for?
All right, coming up next, What's Up, Fool? Laura will be in here. DeAndre may even throw something in. I don't know. Do you have a question, D, or no?
I don't know.
Oh, yeah, Laura's doing all of it then. We'll do it next, ESPN LA.
Sedano and Cap.
Today at 3 p.m. after Mason and Ireland.
I was walking from doing a hit, and I ran into Chris Mullen. That's not who it is, right?
Love Chris Mullen.
Mully. I turn around to my right, and guess who's standing in front of me and extends his hand out to say, what's up?
Tell me who this is.
Spike Lee.
Spike freaking Lee.
Yeah. And he says,
Spike
yo,
Lee.
what up? And I'm like, hey, what up, Spike?
I love Spike Lee.
I'm like, you good?
Oh, you brought it in?
He brought it in.
He brought it in.
Well, he
you.
brought hand out.
Okay.
When he saw me turn around after saying what's up, he brought hand out. And I was like, oh, what up, Spike? And he's like, what up, man? And I'm like, you good? He's like, I'm good. You good? I'm like, I'm good.
Okay, that's a nice conversation.
And I'm like, yo, I got to roll. I'll see you.
It's a nice conversation.
I mean, I had to roll. It was like
Everybody's good.
30 seconds left on the clock before I had to go. So
I understand.
Couldn't have like a full-fledged conversation.
Yeah, but at least we know two things. You're good.
He's good.
And he's good.
Right, so
you
we're
guys
good.
are both good.
All right, see you.
Nice.
Yeah.
The LA Afternoon Takeover. That's Sedano and Cap.
On 710 ESPN.
Don't navigate the legal system alone. Hey, it's Travis. At the personal injury law offices of Joseph S. Normand, they will fight tirelessly to get you the max compensation you deserve. Joe and his team understand the emotional and financial toll that an injury can take on you and your life. Call 213-747-2000 or visit normandlegal.com. The law offices of Joseph S. Normand have helped thousands of people like you recover millions of dollars in settlements and verdicts. Visit normandlegal.com or call 213-747-2000. Your recovery is their priority.
It's the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event at Cardin Alleyway Hyundai Corona. Get 2.99% APR financing for 72 months on a new 2025 Hyundai Santa Fe, Tucson, or Elantra. Plus, drive with confidence with America's best warranty, a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty, and Hyundai's assurance program. Visit us off the 91 freeway or at CardinAlleyWayHyundai.com. On approved credit, 0 security deposit, 72 payments of $1,519 for $1,000 financed. Expires 03/31/2025.
This is the story of the one. He's responsible for keeping a leading healthcare facility clean and safe. And he trusts Grainger's high-quality HVAC cleaning and safety products, combined with their world-class supply chain, to consistently deliver, ensuring he's covered inside and out, so he can focus on keeping his facility clean to help protect the health of everyone inside. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Robinhood Gold members can now enjoy the VIP treatment, receiving a 3% IRA match on annual retirement contributions. With Robinhood Gold, the perks of the high net worth are now available for any net worth. The new gold standard is here with Robinhood Gold. To receive a 3% boost on annual IRA contributions, sign up at Robinhood.com/gold. Investing involves risk. 3% match requires Robinhood Gold at $5 a month for 1 year from first match. Must keep funds in IRA for 5 years. Go to Robinhood.com/boost. Robinhood Financial LLC member SIPC. Gold membership is offered by Robinhood Gold LLC.
Mason and Ireland on LA's mega sports station.
Oh my, am I really on Mason and Ireland show?
Yes.
This is a great moment. Hey.
Right now, more of Mason and Ireland on 710.
What's Up, Fool is brought to you by Dos Hombres Mezcal. It's fate. It's friendship. It's mezcal. Dos Hombres.
Thanks, Brian. All right, guys, we were just talking about how amazing CHLA is. And I came across this story. Imagine having a friendly voice, just a person that calms you, makes you at ease at your next medical exam. And you can, her name is Anna. She's available 24/7, is multilingual. She's not real.
It's AI?
It's AI.
Okay.
Hippocratic AI has created an AI nurse who gives you all the ease of a nurse. But you know, nurses are fighting back saying like, hey, I understand why this was created, because they're saying they created it due to making things more efficient, addressing burnout and understaffing. But the nurse unions are saying, hey, like, this is dangerous. This is dangerous. But I want to know, how comfortable would you be with an AI nurse? And is this like the future that we're really coming to?
I don't know if I'd be when you're in a bad place like that, and I've had some medical challenge. My wife has beaten cancer twice. You're just looking for positive thoughts or reinforcement anywhere you turn. And so I'm not going to. This is like when people bring up, they say, what about online pastors? Like guys that, go on TV and ask you to send in money and stuff like that. Some of them are crooks, but some of them are really helpful. And some people who want religion and want to worship, that's the only way they can do it. So if this AI nurse brings comfort to anybody, I'm not going to shoot it down. I don't know if it'd be for me, Laura, but I'm not going to poo-poo it because it might help somebody.
So my friend is a pediatrician, and we were talking about this the other day at dinner, and she was like, I don't think AI is ever going to replace doctors because they just can't, right? But I think they could, she said, but I could see AI be like my assistant, like somebody who is taking in the patient intake, taking in all the symptoms, all the this and that, and then taking all the records. So like right now that's done where you talk to a nurse and they write down all your symptoms. You fill out 1 million questionnaires and stuff like that. I feel like that kind of stuff where they take in all your symptoms and this and that, the AI can be really good for that. They could be really fast and really good, and they could process and maybe make recommendations so the doctor's prepped to discuss it with you. But I don't think we can just go to an AI doctor or even
that's a good way of putting that. It has to be a supplement, Laura, rather than the only help you're getting.
I just feel like my niece, who's 19 years old and wants to break into the medical field and wants to become an RN, she's currently a medical assistant.
Yeah.
So if this happens, things like medical assistants are gone.
And those people are really important. I mean, I know you've dealt with your wife, and I had my dad in the hospital a lot last year. And just everybody who comes in your room is somebody who has really good experience and observes the patient and can listen. And AI is just not able to do that. They're not looking at you and scanning. I don't know, unless you got like the Terminator style in there, able to do a body scan every time.
What's up, Foo? All right, guys, so this one is mainly for Momo and DeAndre. Mm-hmm. You guys are killing the workout chat, so shout out to y'all because I have not been on there.
I know, I'm wondering where everyone is.
Right? But a French study is claiming that re-wearing your activewear isn't that bad for you. You can actually wear it multiple times without washing it.
No thanks.
According to Carolina Quintero Rodriguez, a senior lecturer in fashion enterprise at RMIT University, says that they actually recommend this for longevity of the clothes and also for the environment. So, do you guys subscribe to the French's philosophy of not washing your clothes, your gym clothes specifically, after every use?
No, not at all.
You know how sweaty my gym clothes are after using them? I'm not putting that on twice. Why the heck would I do that?
So wait, it's supposedly better if you don't wash them.
So
because
it's better because obviously for the environment, you're using less water, and also for your fabrics because you're not degrading your fabrics as quickly.
Oh, okay. So it has nothing to do with like my health.
No, it's all for. I mean, it's for the environment essentially.
DeAndre, after you work out, you're not re-wearing that stuff, are you?
I'm washing
sweaty self.
Yeah, no, thank you. I'm washing it right away.
I'm kind of a laundry czar at my house, as I've talked about. Like, I don't even let Lisa do the laundry.
Really?
By the way, Lisa's birthday tomorrow. My wife, happy birthday!
Happy birthday!
By the way, DeAndre, I had extra Laker tickets about a week ago.
Yeah.
And so I just offered them up to anybody here, and DeAndre grabbed them, and
Nice.
he had to sit next to Lisa and one of her friends. Did you survive it?
I did survive it. She's awesome, man. She's a great time, honestly.
She is not going to let you be bored. I guarantee you
It was
that.
funny because there was Knicks fans. There was the Knicks fan right in front of us, and he was going off the whole entire
Yeah, she said
game.
that guy wouldn't shut up.
Oh, no, he would not be quiet at all, no.
Yeah.
John, this is the part where I'm going to tell an embarrassing story from college.
Okay.
I have done a real about face in my older age. Nowadays, I shower like 2-3 times a day. Like, I really don't want to smell. I don't even like feeling dirty or sweaty.
Well, I've
Gross.
done that for years because I the way I explain it to
You work
people,
in
it's
the
like
morning.
rebooting my computer.
Totally.
Like, it's a reset
It's how you wake up in the morning. It's how you go to sleep at night. You want to be clean. But when I was in college, I think I was a stinky girl. I think I would go to.
Yeah, but everybody in
That's a
college
drop,
kinda
Momo.
is.
I know.
I don't think.
I think I smelled.
But I don't think.
But then I don't think I actually smelled. I just
I don't
didn't
think
shower
you
very
realize how common that was at that age.
Really?
Yeah, I think.
I also think my sweat didn't smell bad back then.
You're wrong about that.
I mean, we would have full-on softball practice, and I would 3 hours, sweaty, dirty, disgusting. I would change my clothes, but I would still be stinky, and then I would just get I don't know, lazy
You
or
wouldn't
something.
put deodorant on or anything?
No, I would, but like I wouldn't take a shower every time. I would like get up in the morning, go
you
to
would
class.
put deodorant, not shower.
I mean, like before
Some people
practice or
do.
something, yeah.
Just so you don't.
But I
you
would
know.
just like go to class, and we always had like these workout like these travel sweats. They were like you know what I'm talking about, like travel sweats.
Yeah.
Like they're nice sweats or whatever. And I would just wear the same thing every day to class, whatever. Like I don't know. I felt like I didn't need a shower, but I did. Obviously, I must have been smelly or something. That's really gross.
That is a weird
How
thing
could
to
I-
admit.
Yeah, it's really embarrassing.
What's up, Foo? I don't know, Momo, if I would have had the cojones to admit that.
I was like, did I just go 3 days without shower? I just go to practice again. I'm like, did I shower
let
yesterday?
me
No.
comment on your story this way. It's a good thing you're already married.
All right, on that note, today is Awkward Moments Day.
Yeah.
So, Momo, I feel like you're the go-to person, but
I guess so.
Ireland has, I'm sure, a lot of stories. So I want to know one of the most awkward moments that you've had, John, in the past, like at least in the past.
Well, yeah,
Well,
the most
yeah.
famous one is Google. Just type this into a YouTube search.
Yeah.
John Ireland makeup. You've seen this, right, Momo?
Yes.
I'm in
DeAndre, as you
Yeah. DeAndre, you've never seen this? Okay, so pull it up so you can watch it. I'm in Toronto, and back then I was doing radio with
Yeah.
Michael, but I was also it was before they hired
KCAL,
Trudell.
yeah.
So I was doing KCAL. I'd do a quick hit at halftime, and then I'd
Uh-huh.
run over to do the radio the second half, then I'd go back to TV. So at halftime, I had to put makeup on. And one time, I was putting makeup on, and I was going after it. I had a compact, and I was like, and I look up after about 15 seconds of this, and I see that Billy McDonald and Stu Lance are doing their open, and the whole time I've been on camera.
That is great. That is great.
I just saw it.
It was
I've never
number
seen
one-
this.
It was number one on ESPN's Not Top 10. Yeah,
man.
I was on Jay Leno. I was on Conan O'Brien. I was on they ran it all the time.
Your face.
Hey, you're locked in.
The funniest part is, so I'm
great.
like digging in with this compact.
Yeah.
I'm making sure I'm not shiny, and I'm like blah blah
Yeah.
blah. And when I look up and realize that I'm on camera, the look on my face totally gives it away. Like, I can't believe I just did this.
Oh,
And
I
that's what
got caught.
that's what everybody made fun of. So that's my most
That's
awkward
a good
moment.
one. I didn't.
Yeah,
I've
that's my
never
most
seen
awkward
that.
moment. Yeah.
Mine would be when I fell into a jacuzzi at my friend's bridal shower.
And you were dressed up.
Yep.
You just had
Should
a
I tell the story or?
well. Wait,
Leave it there?
did you just slip into and fall
No.
into the jacuzzi?
So I was at my friend Robin's birthday, bridal shower, and it was at her house, and we were all in the backyard and stuff, and I was just talking to some friends, and it was like one of those backyards that's like there's a pool, and it did not have a fence or anything around it. We were all just standing there, and we were talking to her, and then somebody comes up to her and says, "Oh, let me take a picture. Let me take a picture with the bride," and I just, without really being aware of where I was standing and what I was doing, I was like, "Oh, let me get out of the shot." It was just somebody,
and you didn't
I
realize you were
didn't
next to
realize
water.
how close I was. I mean, like you just lose your sense of awareness. And I took a step back, and I can as I'm going down, you feel your foot not land where you think you're gonna land, and I feel a little water, and at that point, instinct took over, and I was like, I guess I'm going down. I'm falling in the pool now, just backwards into the pool. And I just held. I don't know why this was a priority, but I held my drink up, as if I'm why was that a priority to hold your drink up as you're falling down? But there's just nowhere to go, so I fell in, and it wasn't deep because it was the jacuzzi, and so I'm halfway up, you're just above your waist, and. I mean, at this point, it's already happened, so my instinct was let's just lean in. So I kind of did the gymnastics thing, oh, I landed that. Oh, pretty good. And I presented to everyone. Everyone was looking at me you all right over there? What just happened?
I wish
and
I would. I wish I would have been there for that.
And dying of embarrassment. Thank God no one got that on their phone.
Oh, I was going to say, I'm a little disappointed. DeAndre, what's your most awkward moment?
So I was working at an LAFC game with Jorge. We were doing
For
social
us?
for us,
Yeah.
yeah. And I was working with Jorge. We were doing social media.
Yeah.
And our big thing when we go out to Laker games and we see any celebrities, we like to give a shout out to our station, right?
Okay.
So the celebrity that we encountered, we met. We randomly he was in the elevator with us, and his name was King Botch. So he was a comedian.
Okay.
And you know, I get real awkward when it comes to celebrities because, like, I don't know how to interact with them. I don't want to be, overbearing or anything like that.
Or weird, yeah.
Or weird. So I kind of was a little awkward. I pulled my phone out, and I was all like, hey, do you mind giving us a quick shout-out? And then when I pulled my phone out, he looked at my lens, and it was really, really dirty. And so he looked at me. He's all like, you're just going to hand me a phone with a dirty lens? You want me to give you a shout-out? And everyone in the elevator was, like, looking, and they were, like, staring at me. And, like, I was like,
Can I tell you something? I have never, ever looked at the cleanliness of my lens. Is that a thing?
It is a real thing. Like Jorge, if you talk to Briones, he is big on that. Like, clean your lens, clean your lens.
I've never cleaned my lens. Is that dirty?
That looks okay.
I've never cleaned it. My
Mine
pictures
are always
all
dirty
look okay.
my kids grab my phone
Of course,
all the time.
yeah. But yeah, that was pretty awkward because, like, oh,
Yeah.
man, like, could have got a shout out, and he didn't end up doing it, too.
Right, so you didn't even get it. All right, that's it for What's Up, Fool. Thank you, Laura. Coming up next, we'll get into this NBA stuff we're talking about, and I am so proud that the NBA did not fine a certain coach. I better double-check that he hasn't been fined today. But one of the great coaching rants of all time, I'll play for you coming up next. Momo and for Mace, I'm John Ireland. Mason and Ireland, ESPN LA.
710 ESPN, your home for the 17-time world champion Lakers.
KSPN Los Angeles, a good karma brands radio station.
Hey, it's DeMarco. You guys know I'm a massive F1 fan. Nothing beats the speed, the energy, the atmosphere is electric on race weekend. If you want to experience it right, Absolute Sport is the way to go. Thanks to their partnership with Red Bull USA, they have exclusive rates and special access to F1 in Mexico City, Miami, Vegas, and Austin. With top-tier seats and luxury hotels, they handle everything. So all you have to do is enjoy the ride. Visit us.absolute-sport.com. That's ABSOLUT-sport and make your dream trip a reality.
Want to sell your home because you're downsizing? Call Seller's Advantage. Want to sell the home that you've inherited? Call Seller's Advantage. Want to sell your home and take advantage of your equity? Call Seller's Advantage. No matter what your reason for selling, Seller's Advantage will make you a competitive cash offer and can close in as little as days or as long as you need. Don't worry about the condition of your home. You don't need to pay for costly repairs because they buy as is. Seller's Advantage has been buying homes for over 20 years, focusing on helping sellers get the highest offer possible without having to get it ready for the market or deal with agents or pay commissions. They make selling easy and painless. They'll even offer you a $10,000 advance for moving and other expenses. If it's time to sell your home, call Seller's Advantage for a no-obligation offer. Call 888-390-AS-IS, 888-390-AS-IS, 888-397-2747, or visit sellersadvantage.com.
DRE number 01961658.
Don't worry, sell happy with Seller's Advantage.
The CONCACAF Nations League finals arrive at SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, California, March 20th to 23rd. USA versus Panama, followed by Canada versus Mexico. The dream is now. Don't miss the Final Four national teams in the semifinals doubleheader. One ticket, two matchups. Get your tickets now on Ticketmaster. For more information, visit CONCACAFNationsLeague.com/tickets.
There's LeBron and Luka, the dynamic duo taking over the NBA.
I can't believe that we just had an assist, LeBron James to Luka Doncic.
But before that, there was the original duo, the OGs of LA Sports Radio.
Ireland has an idea. I do. I think it's stupid, but there are other ideas out there.
More Mason and Ireland right now.
All right, Mason and Ireland. Ramona's in for Mace. I'm John Ireland, and Ramona and I both love the NBA. We kind of eat, sleep, and breathe NBA. Ramona probably goes to as many games as I do because she goes to a lot of Clipper games. Are you going tonight?
Tonight, yeah, the Cavs.
Yeah. So are you going to write about the Clippers or the Cavs, or you don't know yet?
I'm not writing. I'm just
Okay.
going to see the Cavs because they're the best team in the NBA.
And wait till you see them. They lock down defensively.
Yeah.
Evan Mobley has jumped a level. I think they're going to the finals. Everybody's picking the Celtics. I'm not. I think the Cavs are better.
So I should book the Nines Hotel for the first 2 days in June.
The Nines is in Portland.
No, the Nines. It's the hotel in Cleveland. I stayed there every year. When
so
LeBron
there must
was
be there must be one in Cleveland too.
Oh yeah, okay.
We stayed someplace different when we go to Cleveland, but
I know where you stay.
So
Dang
I
it.
think everybody
Yeah,
does.
yeah.
So one thing that Michael and I talk a lot about is there's a lot of bad officiating.
Yes.
In the NBA. And you're really not allowed to say anything about it or you get fined and players and coaches. That's why I am so happy that it appears J.B. Bickerstaff, who used to be the coach in Cleveland, is now the coach in Detroit, got away with this rant. They were playing Oklahoma City the other day. And I think we've got to have an open dialogue when the officiating is not great. And I think the reason they didn't fine him, at least not yet, is that he doesn't mention any official by name. But listen to this rant. If David Stern was still the commissioner, this would have been a $100,000 fine. So far, they haven't fined him a cent. Here's Bickerstaff after the Pistons lost to OKC over the weekend.
Right, but we deserve a level of respect because we're competing our tails off and bringing something positive to this league. Right, we're growing young players. Our young players are competing their tail off. The least that they could do is get the same respect that everybody else in this league gets and get refereed the same way that everybody else in this league gets ref. And enough is enough of it. And what you saw tonight was disgusting. It was a disgusting display of disrespect towards our guys and what we're trying to do.
And then he crumbled up the stat sheet and walked out. Momo, 10 years ago, this would have been a massive fine.
Yeah.
Would it have not? I guess.
I can't believe he hasn't been fined. Yeah, I could just check my email for you just to make sure
Yeah.
I haven't gotten a note saying he's
Me
been
too.
fined.
I've been waiting every day,
Yeah.
but it's Tuesday. They're not doing it now.
No.
And I think we have to have an open dialogue about officiating.
Yeah.
The reviews take too long. They call too many fouls.
Yep. Still not here.
And JB Bickerstaff, in a lot of ways, has a point. And I think that the more open the discussion is about the officiating and how it can get better, the better we are going to be. And again, the reason I think they didn't fine him is he did not mention any officials by name. I think if you call out an official by name, it's an automatic fine. But in this case, he said, look, the crew was not good. They screwed us. And the fact that Adam Silver is letting this go, I think is a good thing. What do you think?
So this was against the Thunder, right?
Yep.
And Mark Dagnall also said something, and he was asked about it, the coach of the Thunder. And he
really
said,
good young coach. Coach of the year last year.
He said, he said, our scouting report said this is the crew with the loosest whistle in the league. Do you see this part of it?
No.
And they kind of played accordingly. Like they sort of felt like they could get away with a lot because of this crew. Like it sounds like, I know this from other teams. Teams know who is officiating the games and have a sense. It's part of this scouting report. Like how are they gonna call the game tonight? It's part of, like, people know.
Right. Mark Cuban started doing this years ago.
Yeah, people know what their record is with this guy's an official, with this guy's an official, and it's sometimes it's pretty telling. Like,
like for years, Chris Paul couldn't win a game if Scott Foster was officiating. There's a Natalie Sago, one of the officials now. I think there's a team that's 2-11 when she officiates. Right. So every once in a while, these patterns pop up.
Yeah, and I think that I like what JB did here in the sense that, okay, if he gets fined, that's whatever. But he's trying to make a story. He wants to make a story because he wants every official.
And I think the league should let him because I think it's good for all. Like, good for you are on NBA Today all the time. It's good. Yeah. It's a good topic for you guys.
Yeah, and also his young players now feel like he's got their back.
By the way, did you work yesterday on NBA Today?
No.
Did you see the Steph Curry Grandma Kitty story?
No.
Oh.
Tell me.
Okay, Malika tweeted it out, or NBA Today tweeted it out.
Okay.
There is this woman in New York. She's 87 or 88. She has 7 grandchildren, but as her grandchildren say, she really has 8 because she thinks Steph Curry's part of our family.
Okay.
She sits with a notebook.
Uh-huh.
And you guys should go online and find this. It's
wow.
so good. She sits with a notebook and keeps track of every game. She knows when Steph's games are on. She'll take a nap early so she can stay up late. It's been going on for like 4 or 5 years. And the best PR person in all of sports is Raymond Ritter, the PR guy for the Golden State Warriors. He used to work for the Lakers.
Yeah.
He's beloved universally. He's the best.
Mm-hmm.
So Ray heard about this Grandma Kitty thing, and he showed it to Steph. Some local station in New York went to her house and said, "Show me the notebook." And she goes, "Well, here it is.
Yeah.
And here's when he's going to be on next week. And she keeps like a scrapbook with all this stuff." So he shows it to Steph, and he goes, "Let's invite her to our game when we go to Brooklyn." And they do. And she before the game, Steph walks up to her, has a Warriors jersey that Raymond made that says Grandma Kitty number 30. Steph signs it and gives it to her. And after the game, he goes and takes a bunch of pictures with her and her actual 7 grandchildren.
So cool.
And even ESPN just did a great job on this story. So if you're looking for an uplifting, feel-good story, type into a Google search, Steph Curry, Grandma Kitty. And you can watch it. Malika had it on NBA Today.
Wow, it's really
yesterday.
cute.
Yeah,
I
you're watching. You just saw it now. Yeah, and
Awesome.
this woman is, she's in her late 80s.
86, yeah.
Yeah, she doesn't, she wasn't even a huge sports fan. She said, I was flipping around on TV one night, and this guy seemed to play with so much joy, and he's always smiling.
Aw.
And the first time I ever saw him was when Riley, his daughter, was like 2, and he had her with him up on the podium, and she goes, who is this guy?
Yeah.
And she started watching this game. He goes, wow, he makes everything. And so that's the feel-good story of the year. Now, I asked you to listen to a podcast.
Yeah.
And you
I
did.
had homework.
And it was with Bill Simmons and Kirk Goldsberry. It's on Bill's podcast, which is on The Ringer. And Kirk is now teaching a class at the University of Texas. And he assigned to his students, he said, everybody come up with different ideas on how you would try and make the NBA better.
Mm-hmm.
So I pulled out 3 of them. I'm going to throw them at you. Tell me, A, if you like the idea, and B, if you think there's any chance it could ever be executed, okay?
Okay.
Here's number 1. Move the start of the season to December 5th. Right now, it's just before Halloween. The reason they want to do this, they want to move it to December and then do the NBA Finals into July so they can compete less with the NFL and create more buzz for the league. Good idea or bad idea?
Great idea.
Do you think they'll think it's a great idea?
No, because I think they're just locked into the deals, and people are just get used to the way things are.
All right, here is, I already mentioned part of it. End the season in July, right before the draft. In other words, so you would have the NBA Finals. It leads right into the draft by stretching it out longer.
Do away with Summer League.
Get rid of Summer League, get rid of the All-Star game, give everybody a week-long break, and most of all, eliminate the back-to-backs by dragging the season out longer. End the season in July, instead of June 22nd, July 22nd. Good idea or bad idea?
Well, there's a lot in that idea. I always go back to the pandemic year when the season got... It was like in a weird
hijacked.
Yeah. And like the finals were in October that year. Remember that? I think that's when they finally got back together down in Orlando, and the ratings were really off because people are just not used to watching the NBA at that time. So a lot of we sort of have data that people generally don't watch, and they talked about this in the podcast that TV runs from May to September, right? And then they
those days are over though. Like when did
or September to May?
When did Clipped come out?
It came out June 4th.
Right. And in the summer, and you guys did great.
Yeah.
You were fine.
Yeah.
You can release TV at any time now.
Yeah.
You're no longer married to the old traditional TV schedule. I think it's a great idea.
And I think
it's so radical, though, I don't think they'll do it. What do you think?
I don't think they will either, because I remember the following year, I think the season was delayed also, because I remember going to the finals in 2021 in Phoenix. It was like Phoenix in late July. It was the hottest I have ever been in my life.
Right. And it was even hot in Milwaukee. Yeah.
And it was also like people, and the ratings for that were way off because it's summer. People are gone. They're not watching the games like they used to. They're gone. Their kids are out of school. And I know baseball deals with that, but then by the time they have their playoffs, people are back in school and they're back on traditional schedules.
Okay, one more, and this is the one I think would be the hardest. This is the one that if I bring up in the Laker offices, they roll their eyes and say, don't even bring it up.
Okay.
Drop the regular season number of games to 69. And the reason you would do that is that look around last night in San Francisco. No Nikola Jokic, no Jamal Murray, no Christian Brown. Friday night in Denver, 6 Lakers rotation players all injured. And these guys were legitimately hurt. The players are playing too many games. 82 is too long. They are burning out. It's a bait and switch. I met one guy at the Denver game who said, I drove here from Wyoming. I bought 6 tickets to see LeBron and Luka, and neither one of them played.
Neither played.
their argument, Bill and Kirk's argument is, if you drop the amount of games to 69, you've already got your TV contracts negotiated.
Yeah.
You can charge a little more money. They've already got enough money for everything. It wouldn't be that much of a financial loss, and it would allow the star players to be more available. You buy it or don't buy it?
I think I buy it. There's a part of me that this feels like the easiest solution, although I'm with you. Every time I ever bring up this, it's a non-starter for everyone. I don't know why we need an all-star break. Nobody watches it. It's bad for the league. I think it's by the time. So this is like the first thing people watch after the Super Bowl, and it's the worst showcase of NBA talent.
Right.
It's like this is not a good advertisement for your league.
And right now, as you said, there's a tremendous Western Conference playoff race. You can't. But every night, these Western contenders have stars sitting out.
Yeah.
Every single night.
Yep.
And like in Minnesota, Julius Randle gets healthy, they take off.
Yeah.
You know, when we're healthy, when the Lakers are 100% healthy, they can play with anybody. Let's pivot towards healthier players.
Yeah.
And that's why I would be in favor of this. Now, the first thing that my bosses would come back with are, okay, but if we lose revenue from those 13 games you just took away from us, are you willing to take a pay cut? Ramona, I actually think I might be, because I think it would make the product that much better, and I think they could find other ways to make up that lost revenue, and it wouldn't be a pay cut forever.
So
but I would be supportive of that idea. Would you?
100%. But I think that people will just take games off no matter how many games there are. Like,
so it wouldn't fix the problem.
Right. In other words, you know the theory that people usually spend at the same rate. So even if you make more money, you get a raise, you end up still having the same amount in the bank because you just spend a little more. You say the spend rate. I think players would still take games off at the same rate, even though there's less games.
Maybe. All right, coming up next, are the Dodgers ruining baseball? There's an owner of another team who says 100% they are. We'll get into that, and then I have a dilemma coming up at 2:30 that I want you and Laura and Brian to solve for me. It's an ethical dilemma.
Oh.
Okay? So we'll tackle that at 2:30.
I like John Ireland ethics
Game
dilemmas.
of games at 2:40. It's Momo's game, and if you know anything about Ramona's games, they are either great or terrible. Nothing less. Nothing in between. Which way do you think this one goes?
I think it's good.
Okay.
I think it might be great.
Okay, good.
Might be great. Oh no, I just set
No.
myself.
Last time was great. Whatever you did last time was great.
I don't know. Mason thought I couldn't run the game.
Yeah, but Mason never likes anything. Mason in Ireland. Momo in for Mace, ESPN LA.
Yeah.
The most followed sports radio station in America.
710 ESPN.
At ESPN Los Angeles on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, and Twitch.
LA's mega sports station.
710 ESPN.
When pain keeps you from doing what you love, Hoag Orthopedic Institute gets you back to you. We are ranked number 18 in the nation and number 1 in Orange County for orthopedic and spine care by U.S. News and World Report. From the surf to the green, our world-class doctors are there, which is why more Californians choose Hoag Orthopedic Institute for orthopedic and spine care more than any other hospital. At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there is no one better at getting you back to you. Proudly founded by premier physicians in partnership with Hoag. Learn more at HoagOrthopedicInstitute.com.
Hey guys, it's Cap. Here's the scenario. Your home is flooded and the damage is severe. Now it feels like your insurance company is turning on you. They won't approve a replacement living arrangement, and the adjuster leaves you in the lurch. Take a breath and call Avner Gatt, one of Southern California's largest public adjuster firms. Avner Gatt knows how to fight back when your insurance company makes you feel like a criminal, leaving you with no hope of getting into your home and getting it all back together. With decades of experience and a passion for helping people, Avner and his family take the call themselves. So whether you have a toilet overflow, a broken water line, a burst supply line, a broken fire sprinkler, whatever the water damage is, you call Avner Gatt today at 818-917-5256, or you go to avnergatt.com. It's 818-917-5256 or avnergatt.com. You call, Avner answers, he says hello. Your claim is our game. avnergatt.com.
Open your world to all that SeaWorld San Diego has to discover. Make new connections with orcas, belugas, dolphins, and more. Explore all new depths with Jewels of the Sea, an immersive experience featuring vivid displays of awe-inspiring jellyfish species opening this spring. And set sail on a flavorful journey as you sample your way through an all-new menu at the Seven Seas Food Festival. There's so much more to SeaWorld than ever before. Save up to 55% on tickets, fun cards, and passes during our spring break sale. Hurry, offer ends soon. Taxes, service fees, blackout dates, and other restrictions may apply.
Don't forget to vote for the ESPN LA BB Go Lakers Good Vote, the Lakers' greatest fan of all time, now through March 24th. So today, starting today through March 24th at LakersGoodVote.com. That's LakersGFOAT.com.
ZipRecruiter is the place. ZipRecruiter is the place for talented teachers, savvy software developers, and master mixologists. ZipRecruiter is the place where you meet all these people and more. That's because ZipRecruiter is the place for job seekers who are looking for new opportunities. In fact, ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day, so you can find the right candidates right away. It's no wonder that ZipRecruiter is the place for skilled skydiving instructors, accomplished airbrush artists, and proficient pediatricians. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter to hire, you're missing out. ZipRecruiter is the place that's so confident it can make your hiring easier that it lets you try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. So if you want the right candidates for all your roles, ZipRecruiter is the place to go. Try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Hi, this is Matthew Stafford of your Los Angeles Rams. This is Mason and Ireland on your home of Rams football, 710 ESPN.
Played a lot of old school today, D. I like it. Little Paul McCartney. Right. Mason and Ireland, Momo's in for Mace. If you're just joining us, the Dodgers season is officially underway. They played game 1 of 162 last night, actually early this morning, 3 a.m. this morning. It was on Big Fox, Channel 11. It was on Sportsnet LA. They beat the Chicago Cubs 4-1. Yoshi Yamamoto was the winning pitcher. They'll do it again. Laura, is it same time, 3 o'clock this morning?
Yes, 3 a.m.
And is Sasaki pitching this game?
Rookie, yes.
Yeah.
Rookie.
And these games count. These are real games.
Yeah, I hate that, by the way.
I do too.
I think that if you're gonna send your team 14 hours to Australia, something bad always happens. When they went to Australia, Clayton Kershaw threw out his back. When they go to Japan, Mookie Betts gets some freakish flu and loses 15 pounds. It's a severe disadvantage if you send 2 teams to Japan and all the other teams don't have to go.
Although last year they did it and won a World Series.
Right, but doesn't mean it's the right move to do.
I know, I agree with you. And also, here's the thing. I hated the Kershaw thing. I think it messed up his back, and he's kind of never been the same ever since that. Yeah, I mean, like, his back has been the issue for him for a long time. I know it's the shoulder lately, but the back was a 6-year issue. And I think this is more of a trend that we're going to see because there's teams going. Aren't the Rams going to Australia pretty soon? They're going down there at one point.
Hate it.
The Pelicans are going to Australia for a thing.
I went to China with the Lakers. It took me 3 days to recover, and I don't even play.
Yeah, I went to Taiwan with the Dodgers once, and it was one of those trips. It was like a 3-day trip.
Yeah,
we spent more like 3 days getting there and back, but like it felt
and
like
then
6 days
the
crammed
players
into 3.
have to adjust and start playing games. And now
horrible.
at least they build in a couple of weeks where they can ramp back up.
I want to know who is watching these games at 3 a.m.
Laura Romo.
I mean, not just one, but is she going to do both? Parker, you're going to do both?
Travis.
I caught the last couple innings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you're up early. That to me is like the dead of the night. That even during my like glory days when I could stay up till 2 or 3 and like just thrive.
Before you had kids,
before
right.
I had children. Even that was, I always knew it was time to go to bed when Mike and Mike would come on.
At 3.
At 3.
Yeah.
That was like time to go to bed.
Yeah, that's Smallman now.
Yeah.
She comes up. Evan and Evan Cohen and Chris Caney, Michelle Smallman come on at 3 a.m. and since Smallman comes on our show.
Yeah.
And by the way, I don't know, all three of them look great at 3 o'clock. I know it's 6 o'clock in the morning in New York. I don't know. But I don't know what time she's getting there, but she looks great. And so do Evan and Chris. They all look great. All right. So Dick Monfort is the owner of the Colorado Rockies. He has noticed the Dodgers' plan of attack over the past couple of years. Now, Monfort argues that other Major League Baseball teams can't keep up with the Dodgers' payroll. This offseason, the Dodgers signed Blake Snell 5 years, $182 million. Tanner Scott 4 years, $72 million. re-signed Teoscar Hernandez, 3 years, $66 million. The season before that, they signed Shohei to a $700 million contract and Yamamoto to a $300 million contract. So they're just spending like crazy. So here's Montford's argument. The only way to fix baseball is to do a salary cap and a floor. With a cap comes a floor. That way teams have to spend a minimum as well as a maximum. For a lot of teams, the question is, how do we get to the floor? And that probably includes us. But on some sort of revenue split deal, I would be all in. Something's got to happen. The competitive imbalance in baseball has gotten to the point of ludicrousy now. It's an unregulated industry. Even though you and I are Dodger fans, doesn't he have a point?
Yes, I agree with that.
It's the only sport, and if Mason were here, he would say, the players will never, ever allow a cap. They'll strike and there won't be games. I think they would consider a cap with a floor. And so what that means, if you don't understand it, is salaries would be capped at a certain level, but they would also have to spend a minimum amount to make sure the players get paid at least what they're getting paid now. I think if you add a floor, it works. Do you think they could ever implement it without a strike?
No. I think the players, they don't have a very strong players union, but they have shown an ability, they have shown a willingness to strike.
Right. Well, I would argue they have the most successful players union in all of sports. That doesn't mean it's good, but it's the most successful.
Yeah, they are.
They're the only one that's been able to stave off the cap.
Yeah.
There's a cap in the NFL. There's a cap in the NBA. Baseball has no cap.
Yeah. I think when you watch, to me, the issue with baseball, it's so far the hedge against teams like the Dodgers is that teams like who spend the most rarely win. It's rarely the team that has the most.
Last year the Mets had the highest payroll.
It's rarely the highest, payroll, et cetera. And so, to me, I've always felt like the issue with baseball is that in your most productive years, you're arbitration eligible and you don't get paid enough. And then by the time you finally do get paid, it's these giant 8 to 10 year contracts. Now they're 12, 13 years, and they're never going to be good deals for the clubs.
Right.
Almost never.
Look at Albert Pujols.
Yeah, by the back end, even I think Mookie Betts, an amazing deal, $400 million or whatever it is.
But 13-year deal.
Yeah, but by the end of that deal, you're going to be like, oh my God, how much are we paying that guy?
I think they need to have this discussion.
Yeah.
And instead of somebody dismissing it, no, we can never add a cap. What about a cap with a floor? That might work. I would like to see more. I think Montford has a point.
The NBA, and they could also do a thing where you could only do a contract. The NBA had the same issue, and then the contract going 6-7 years.
Right.
And then they made it so like the maximum extension you could give somebody is 4 or 5 years. And it led to more player movement. It led to better contracts, et cetera. But now I think we've actually reached a point where you're going to start seeing this in the NBA. The Luka Doncic trade is the first of many. You're going to see a lot of these
moving?
Yes. I think everybody I talk to around the league is talks about, even when you have a guy who, like, let's say Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, that guy is due for $300+ million extension. Even when you have somebody that good, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, all these guys, $300 million, it's hard to have even one of those guys on your team because it's just the sheer amount of money you will be paying to each guy, even though it should be the same thing as before, where it's just a percentage of the cap. The idea that you're paying somebody $70 or $80 million a year, I think we finally reached the top end of it. As much as you want to talk about all the stuff that came out of Dallas, Luka's work ethic, or do they believe him or not, I really think it was about the money. That money, that sticker price spooked them.
Okay, coming up next, an ethical dilemma that I want the three of you to help me solve. But first, I'm really excited. This is as you guys know, because I talk about it a lot, Austin Reeves is my favorite player on the Lakers. I play golf with him. I like him a lot. I love his work ethic. I think he's a great player. I think he's a great guy. Austin has signed with a new shoe company called Rigorer. Rigorer. Rigorer.com. And if you've watched any of our games lately, last night Austin had 30. He had 37 on Friday night in Denver. He's just carving people up in these shoes. And I go to that website, Rigorer.com, Rigorer. Here's what you're going to find. Tons of different shoes. Tons of different colors. You know, it's all the rage now. A lot of guys wearing pink shoes. LeBron's wearing pink shoes. Luka's wearing pink shoes. Take a look at the pink shoes that are available at Rigorer. last night for St. Patrick's Day, he had green shoes on. These are really cool, really stylish, and affordable. Unlike these $300 and $400 pairs of shoes, Momo, you have two boys.
Yeah.
They have kid shoes. Brandon Pajemski is a rigger guy, too, from the Warriors. They have these really cool kids' shoes for the Warriors. They're $40.
Wow.
That's it. And they're all leather. See it?
Let me see.
Look how great those look. All right, so check these out today. They've got shorts, pants, shoes, tops. It's Austin Reeves is the first athlete they've signed. So if you're looking for something new, if you're somebody who wears sneakers, DeAndre, you got a lot of basketball shoes, don't you?
That's right, yeah.
You got to go to this site, Rigorer.com, Rigorer, Rigorer. This is Austin Reeves's personal shoe company. You can wear the shoes he wears in the games. You can get them for not.
How do you spell that?
Rigorer.
Okay.
Rigorer. When you go to that site, Rigorer.com, you can see everything I'm talking about. If you want to play like Austin Reeves, if you want to look cool, if you want a whole bunch of different colors, they got shorts, they got pants, they got tops, and most of all, they got shoes. Rigorer, Rigorer.com. Mason and Ireland, ESPN LA.
The fun way to drive home is with Sedano and Cap.
Weekdays after Mason in Ireland.
First class, up in the sky.
I mean, come on, man.
You can be up there with me, Cappy.
Nah, your contract's different than mine. Mine is.
You need to get a better deal, bro.
Back by the bathroom, up in the sky. He's in economy.
Sedano and Cap today at 3 p.m.
on 710 ESPN.
It's the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event at Carden Alleyway Hyundai Corona. Get 2.99% APR financing for 72 months on a new 2025 Hyundai Santa Fe, Tucson, or Elantra. Plus, drive with confidence with America's best warranty, a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty, and Hyundai's assurance program. Visit us off the 91 freeway or at CardenAlleyWayHyundai.com.
On approved credit, 0 security deposit. 72 payments of $1,519 for $1,000 financed. Expires 03/31/2025.
Don't navigate the legal system alone. Hey, it's Travis. At the personal injury law offices of Joseph S. Normand, they will fight tirelessly to get you the max compensation you deserve. Joe and his team understand the emotional and financial toll that an injury can take on you and your life. Call 213-747-2000 or visit normandlegal.com. The law offices of Joseph S. Normand have helped thousands of people like you recover millions of dollars in settlements and verdicts. Visit normandlegal.com or call 213-747-2000. Your recovery is their priority.
It's happening again. Bracket brain. That time of year when basketballs, backboards, and buzzer beaters start bursting into view. Images of underdogs are overwhelming you at every turn. Sights of storybook endings are never ending. There's only one thing to do when bracket brain hits. Download the ESPN Tournament Challenge app and fill out your women's bracket by tapping into the #1 bracket game. Your bracket brain will thank you. Presented by Capital One.
Finding the right employee for your company is tough. One wrong hire can be a major setback. You're not alone if you face this. A recent survey by Robert Half shows nearly half of hiring managers readily admit to making a bad hire. Luckily, there's a solution. With Robert Half's specialized recruiter's experience, combined with our award-winning AI, you can have the right skilled professional in place quickly. We understand what it takes to build winning teams because at Robert Half, we know talent. Discover how we can help at roberthalf.com/talent.
The most followed sports radio station in the world.
In the world. That's right. In the world.
710 ESPN.
You know it. Yeah. Tell your friends.
At ESPN Los Angeles on Instagram, Facebook, X, YouTube, TikTok, and Twitch.
We're naturally entertaining.
Yes.
LA's mega sports station. 710 ESPN. You never have to miss a moment of LA's mega sports station. Get the all-new ESPN LA app.
Just search ESPN LA in your App Store or Google Play.
Download, tap, and bam!
You got 710 ESPN in the palm of your hand. Mason in Ireland on 710.
I mean, would you rather have good life or sex? Good sex. Good life, good sex.
Well, I got both.
There you go.
That's
good
the correct
for you,
answer.
Johnny I.
More of Mason in Ireland right now.
That's in honor of Chris Morales, a little yacht rock. Jay
I was hoping
Ferguson,
I'd see him.
Next Tuesday
Okay.
is starting. And next Tuesday is going to be crowded in here. You're
Yeah.
going to have Luke Robitaille. I'm going to be in Orlando. You're going to have Luke Robitaille in here. You're going to have Mason in here. And you're going to have Morales in here all next Tuesday. Okay, so here is the ethical dilemma that I need an answer from the three of you.
Okay.
Stay with me here because this has a lot of moving parts. There is an NHL hockey player in Carolina.
All right.
Named Jack Roslovic. Okay?
Okay.
He wears jersey number 96 for the Hurricanes. At least he did until last month. That's because all-star Mikko Rantanen got traded from Colorado to Carolina, and he also wears the number 96. And Rantanen is a more successful all-star player.
Yeah.
This just played out with the Dodgers when Roki Sasaki wanted the same number that Miguel Rojas had.
Yeah.
And so Rojas said, the number's not that important to me. I'll give it to Sasaki, and I'll change my number. And then Sasaki, in turn, gave him these like really cool samurai swords. And gave
Puka
him,
and Devontae Adams, right?
So this happens a lot. So it's going on at this NHL team in Carolina. Roslovic is wearing number 96. Rantanen gets traded. He's an all-star from Colorado to Carolina, and he wants the number. So he makes a deal with Roslovic. He says, I'll give you a Rolex watch and a silver chain, total value a little more than $10,000.
Okay.
If you give me the number 96 and you change your number. And
Okay.
Roslovic says, done. Gives him the Rolex, gives him the chain. Okay?
Oh, no.
Rantanen.
Rico Rantanen. They just.
Rantanen? Is
Yes.
that how you pronounce that?
The guy's just
Okay.
confirmed.
So, Mikko Rantanen. Did I say that right?
Rantanen.
Rantanen. Okay. He can't agree on a contract in Carolina. So they traded him to Dallas 2 weeks later, and now Roslovic has the number back.
Okay.
He has the number 96. Here's the question. Should Roslovic return the Rolex and the chain to Rantanen, or is a deal a deal? Laura, what do you think?
A deal is a deal, man. I'm keeping the goods.
DeAndre?
Deal is a deal.
Momo?
Deal's a deal.
I'm the only one who would give it back?
I mean, if it were me, I probably would give it back. However, it's kind of like in fantasy baseball when you make a trade and then or basketball or whatever you play, and then your guy gets, the guy you just traded gets hurt a week later. I mean, have you ever done that? And you're like, whoa, good thing I got rid of that guy, right? And, oh, sorry about that. Didn't work out for you, I mean, it just happens.
Sometimes you just got to do the right thing, though.
I mean, I would, if it were me, I would give the stuff back.
Well, you just said a deal is a
but
deal.
it
Laura
depends
and
on the-
DeAndre are keeping it.
I wouldn't even want it that much. I
I
don't
wouldn't-
even
I
care
wouldn't
about the
either.
Rolex, whatever.
But
I want my number back.
I mean, if you would ask him, or somehow it came up or whatever, yeah probably.
Wait a minute. Jacob and Ronnie just walked in. Jacob,
Okay.
Jacob, come in here.
Okay, let's get the lawyer.
So Jacob's here to play Game of Games, but we have a legal dilemma that I'm going to throw at you. All right, I don't know if you just heard this story. So there's a guy in Carolina, a hockey player named Jack Roslovic. He wore number 96. Okay? You with me so far? Turn on that mic, D. So Roslovic's wearing number 96. This guy, Mikko Rantanen, gets traded from Colorado to Carolina, and he wants the number. He wants number 96. It's his favorite number. They make a deal. Rantanen says, if you give me number 96, I'll give you a Rolex watch and a silver chain worth $10,000. And Roslovic says, deal. They make the deal. 2 weeks later, Rantanen can't agree on a contract and gets traded out of Carolina, and now Roslovic has the number back. He has the number 96. He only had to change it for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
The question is he under obligation, or should he give the chain and the Rolex back?
No, I don't think he should give the
Yeah.
chain and the Rolex back. And I think the
Why not? A
reason-
deal is a deal?
I think a deal's a deal, and due to the fact that his part was to give it up, whether it's for one day,
Right.
or whether it was for only 2 weeks, he did his end of it. the fact that the other side.
So
of it didn't fall in.
legally, Roslovic is in the right.
Absolutely.
He cut a deal. He met his terms of the deal.
Absolutely, there was an offer made,
an
there
offer
was an
accepted,
acceptance, and there was actual, performance of whatever his portion was supposed to be.
Right.
So
I got to tell you, Jacob, if it were me, if you and I were doing this, I'd give you the chain and the Rolex back. I got my number back.
Well, there's two questions. You're saying, should he or does he legally have to?
Yeah, I'm kind of wondering about both.
Right. So, in
legally,
terms
you're
of,
telling me Roslovic is completely has solid legal standing if he wants to keep the gifts.
Yes, because of the fact that they made a deal and he did his part of it, and it's called specific performance.
If
He
you
did
and I
his
cut
part.
this exact deal and you're Roslovic, I gave you the Rolex and the chain, and then I get shipped out. Are you giving me the chain and the Rolex back, or are you keeping it?
How much does Roslovic make a year?
Not as much as Ratinen. Ratinen's an all-star. The guy who gave the gifts, it makes more money.
Yeah, so I would think the guy who gave the gift is not going to be petty enough to go get it back.
No,
but
matter of fact, he got traded to Dallas and signed like a big-time, multi-million-dollar offer. So it all worked out.
Yeah, I think it works out.
All right, Jacob's here to play Game of Games. Now, I've got good news and bad news. The good news is that you're here on Tuesdays as you normally are. The bad news is it's Ramona's game. So we got a 50% chance of this game being brutal. But most of the time, lately, like your last three games
They've
with
been
me
better.
have been better.
Yeah.
We will find out next. Momo's game, Jacob into play, DeAndre will play, Laura will play. Game of Games next on ESPN LA.
Attention Laker fans, Michelob Ultra, ESPN LA, and the Lakers are giving you superior access. You could win a chance to tour the UCLA Health Training Center and a shoot-around with a Lakers legend. Enter now at ultralakershootaround.com. Presented by Michelob Ultra Superior Light. Must be 21 years or older. No purchase necessary. That's ultralakershootaround.com for official contest rules and eligible counties.
Sedano and Cap.
Next at 3 p.m. after Mason and Ireland.
Yes, you've inspired me. I've decided to go with a much shorter haircut now. I just decided to just 86.
Well, it looks cleaner, that's for sure.
The whole
I'm
Jufro
looking at it
thing.
now.
Yeah, I mean, it was like such a big, giant Jufro. I'm like, all right, I'm taking the whole thing down.
But you know what that means when you go shorter hair?
Tell me.
You got to be careful what you eat. You go shorter
Because?
hair,
Yeah.
and the face explodes and expands.
Oh, yeah, you get fat.
You look even heavier.
You look fatter than you already do, huh?
More visceral fat.
Yeah, so
more.
bigger, right? Facts, right, DeAndre?
Facts,
If you got short crop, you got to make sure to keep the face tight because
Yeah.
if you don't, it's gonna look bigger and rounder than it normally would.
Yeah, all of a sudden, like my chin gets big and fat, my fat cheeks,
The LA Afternoon Takeover. That's Sedano and Cap.
On 710 ESPN.
When pain keeps you from doing what you love, Hoag Orthopedic Institute gets you back to you. We are ranked number 18 in the nation and number 1 in Orange County for orthopedic and spine care by U.S. News and World Report. From the surf to the green, our world-class doctors are there, which is why more Californians choose Hoag Orthopedic Institute for orthopedic and spine care more than any other hospital. At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there is no one better at getting you back to you. Proudly founded by premier physicians in partnership with Hoag. Learn more at HoagOrthopedicInstitute.com.
It's spring in the Southland, and the season of adventure is here. So why not hit the road in a brand new Kia from Kia of Carson? Whether you want a sleek sedan, a spacious SUV, or the latest hybrid or EV, Kia of Carson has the perfect ride for you. As one of the largest Kia dealerships in the country, we have all the latest tech-savvy vehicles that make the season of adventure more exciting. And Kia of Carson makes car buying easy, fun, and unforgettable. But don't wait. Our spring sales event is happening now. Hurry in today or shop online at KiaofCarson.com. Kia of Carson. Let's get you on the road.
Welcome to TGL presented by SoFi, golf's newest league. It's sharp and it's electric. How is it sharp? How is it electric? Good questions. Try this on for size. 2 hours of hammer dropping, overtime, forcing, playoffs on the line, golf. With 24 of the best players from the PGA Tour, split into 6 teams. Atlanta, Boston, Jupiter, LA, New York, and the Bay. This isn't your average Sunday pickup game. Tune in every week for TGL matches, only on ESPN. Keep up. It's golf.
We're everyday people doing good in our community. Our kindness runs deep, just like our blood. The same blood we donate to help treat sickle cell disease, which hits black people the hardest. Good news is, 1 in 3 black blood donors is a match for someone struggling with sickle cell disease. Stand tall in the eyes of your community. Donate today because our blood saves lives. Visit redcrossblood.org/ourblood to make your donation.
710 ESPN.
And it is time for Game of Games on the #1 sports radio show in LA, Mason and Ireland. Game of Games. Game of Games presented by CallJacob.com.
Call Jacob.
Everyone loves a fighter, but in this town, winning matters, especially after an accident. So remember, anyone can fight, but CallJacob.com is here for you when you need a big win. After an accident, go to CallJacob.com or call 844-24-JACOB. That's 844-24-JACOB. We got the jingle.
Call Jacob.
Thank you. Game of Games time. Take it away, Mace.
All right, Game of Games time. We have 4 players today: Laura Romo, DeAndre Hawkins, Jacob Imrani, and me. And that means the game belongs to Ramona. And normally when Ramona writes games, I gave you plenty of heads up. I think I asked you last Thursday
You
to come
did.
up with this. You normally, when given a good lead time, come up with a good game. Laura, do you know the standings?
I do.
What's the standings this
So
month?
Mason has 4 wins. Ireland, you're trailing by 1 with 3. I am.
Oh, I need this.
I have 2. O'Shea has 1. Andy Kamenetsky has 1, and Greg has 1, and it's now the full DeAndre.
Okay.
Thank you for replacing me. I did not have a long stint.
Yeah, if you miss, Jacob
At the
almost
head
did
of
this a couple of weeks ago. If you miss every question, we call it, for now, we're calling it the DeAndre. By the way, I wasn't here that day. I can't believe you missed every.
Oh, it was
You're
a difficult
good at
game.
Game of
It was
Games.
bad. It was a really bad game.
Yeah, you must have had a weird
It was the
day.
game's fault.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
Exactly.
Momo, what are we dealing with today?
Okay, so I just watched the last 2 episodes of Running Point
Okay.
last night, and sometimes I look for inspiration on the last thing I do that night.
Yeah.
And I decided to do a Kate Hudson trivia.
Okay.
Okay. So it's
Okay.
multiple choice.
Okay.
I'm going to read it, and I'll give you 3 choices.
Got it.
Deal?
Go.
Okay.
Yep.
I wrote 11 questions, but we'll probably just get through 9. Okay.
No,
we'll see how
Go
it
ahead.
goes.
Yeah,
All
we'll
right.
see how it's going.
Okay. All right. After this, this is going to go to John first. After this magazine published a story about her having an eating disorder, Kate Hudson famously won a libel lawsuit against it. Which magazine is it? Is it Us Weekly, The Daily Mail, or National Enquirer? John.
I'm going to go. It's one of 2. I'm going to go Daily Mail.
Okay. Jacob?
I will go with National Enquirer.
Laura?
I'm going to go with U.S. Weekly. Why not?
Okay.
DeAndre?
I'm going to go with the second one.
Daily Mail?
Yeah.
The answer is National Enquirer.
Jacob,
the
on the
only
board.
one who gets it.
Good start.
Okay. Kate Hudson plays Jeannie Buss in that show.
Yeah.
Okay. The only movie Kate Hudson has ever been in with either her famous mother, Goldie Hawn, or her famous father, Kurt Russell, not the biological father,
Yeah. So
obviously.
stepdad.
Is this Deepwater Horizon, Overboard, or Romancing the Stone? The only movie she has ever been in with one or both of her parents. Okay? Deepwater Horizon, Overboard, or Romancing the Stone? Jacob.
Overboard.
Okay. Laura?
A.
Deepwater Horizon. DeAndre.
I'm going with Deepwater Horizon as well.
And John.
I'm with Jacob. I think it's Overboard.
It is Deepwater Horizon.
Ooh.
She was in it
The
with
only
Kurt
one
Russell.
not on the board Really? now.
That's the only one she's been in with Kurt Russell in that one.
Okay.
Okay. Kate's breakout role came in the Cameron Crowe movie Almost Famous. What was the name of the character she played? Is it A, Nancy Thomas, B, Nancy Thompson, or C, Penny Lane? This one is around to Laura.
Sure, Penny Lane. I don't know.
Okay, DeAndre.
Nancy Thomas.
Okay, John.
Penny Lane.
And Jacob.
Penny Lane.
It's Penny Lane.
Yeah.
All right, I'm on the board, but Jacob's
Way to
got
go.
2 and Laura's got 2. DeAndre and I have 1 each.
Okay. Kate's oldest son, Ryder, was born in 2004. Which band was his famous father a part of? Is it A, Coldplay, B, the Black Crowes, or C, Oasis? This one is to DeAndre.
I'm going with Oasis.
Okay. John?
Black Crows.
Jacob?
Black Crows.
And Laura?
Black Crows.
It is Black Crows. Sorry, DeAndre.
All right, Jacob and Laura have 3. John has 2. D-Hawk 1. At least you're not going to go scoreless.
There we go.
Yeah.
Okay. How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days was another of Kate's huge hits. To prepare for this role, she shadowed who in real life? Sarah Jessica Parker, Anna Wintour, or Sarah Michelle Gellar?
Oh, wow.
Okay, this goes back around to Ireland. Sarah Jessica Parker, Anna Wintour, or Sarah Michelle Gellar?
Man. I'm going to say Sarah Jessica Parker, but it's a guess.
Okay. Jacob?
I would go with the same.
Okay. Laura?
I'm going to go with B, whatever that was.
Anna Wintour.
That's a good guess.
Okay. Or DeAndre?
I'm gonna go with the first one. Yeah.
Sarah Jessica Parker?
Yeah.
Laura is the only one who got it right.
Oh,
Anna
wow.
Wintour.
I
How to
love
Lose a
that
Guy in
movie.
10 Days. She knows that one. Okay.
Laura takes the lead. She has 4. Jacob has 3. I have 2, and 1 for DeAndre.
Okay. Kate Hudson had her second son with Muse frontman Bill Bellamy in July of 2011. What was his name? Bing, Brian, or Barry? This one is to Jacob.
The name of who? The son or
The
the
son.
father?
The son that she had.
Okay, say it again.
Kate Hudson had her second son with
Just the
Muse
names.
frontman Bill Bellamy in July 2011. And what was his name? Bing, Brian, or Barry?
I'll go with Bing.
Okay. Laura?
It is Bing.
DeAndre?
I'm going Bing.
I'm not going against Laura. I'll go Bing.
It is Bing.
Yeah.
That's his real name. Okay.
All right.
Laura's
Laura
the
still has
expert
the
here,
lead.
huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
So Laura's got to go first until she
Okay,
gives up
I
the
have
lead.
5 left if you guys
Okay.
want to go that
Yeah,
far.
let's keep going.
Okay. Kate is a multi-talented performer. In addition to acting, she is great at what? Singing, playing guitar, or juggling. This one is around to
No, yeah, you
Jacob.
go, Laura.
Laura.
I really don't know, but I'll go singing.
Okay. DeAndre.
I'm going juggling.
Okay. John.
I'm with DeAndre. I think it's juggling.
And Jacob.
I am going to go with playing the guitar.
You are the only one who is right, Jacob.
Oh, Jacob
Playing
tied
guitar.
Laura.
She also plays the piano.
Doesn't
Okay.
she sing? Isn't she a singer?
Well, her
think so.
dad was a guitar player. Her dad was in a
Her
band.
dad was in a band.
Yeah.
She's so
I
into
try to
also
I
sing,
try to
but-
sneak you guys out because people were surprised she's a singer.
I don't
I've
know
never
about
heard her
that.
sing.
I've never heard her sing.
I will
found
send
that
you a
So
video.
it's
Okay.
Jacob 5, Laura 5, John 3, DeAndre 2. So Jacob goes first, Momo.
Okay. In 2013, she founded her own line of workout clothes. What was it called? Fabletics, Honest, or Skims?
Jacob.
I will go with Honest.
Okay. Laura?
Fabletics.
DeAndre?
We'll go Fabletics.
And John.
Fabletics.
It's Fabletics.
Okay, everybody but
Okay.
I didn't get it.
Jacob got
Yes.
it. All right, so I've got 4. DeAndre's got 3. Laura has the lead with 6, and Jacob has 5.
Okay.
4 left?
3 left.
3 left.
3 left.
Okay.
Okay, ready?
You got to go. D. You got to go opposite of Laura.
Kate Hudson famously, so she graduated in the same year as I did, 1997, from which Los Angeles area high school? Crossroads High, Harvard Westlake, or Campbell Hall?
Laura.
Campbell High.
Campbell Hall.
Campbell Hall.
Oh, sorry,
Okay.
that one.
DeAndre?
I'm going to Harvard.
Yep.
Jacob.
You said Campbell, Hall, Harvard, Westlake.
Or Crossroads?
I will go with Crossroads.
I will also go with Crossroads.
The answer is Crossroads.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah, I didn't
good,
know.
She's from
guys.
Santa
Very
Monica.
good.
I was like, yo no sé.
Jacob has tied it with 6. Laura and Jacob. D, you're out.
Okay,
Okay.
2 left.
All right. 2 left. I am 1 back. So Jacob goes first, then Laura, then me. Here we
Okay.
go.
And I have a tiebreaker too
Okay,
if we need
good.
it.
We might need it.
Kate Hudson's 3 kids are named Ryder, Bing, and Ranny. Okay, Ronnie, Ranny, I don't know.
Okay.
What are her 3 dogs' names?
Ooh.
Okay.
Okay.
Dante, Diamond, and Roger. Chance, Chopper, and Buster. Or Clara, Doctor, and Bella.
This one goes to Jacob.
I had fun making up dog names.
I will go with A.
Dante, Diamond, and Roger.
Laura.
I was also going to go A, so A.
Okay.
Do I take my chance here? I was leaning A too. I'm also going A.
Okay. And
And that's it.
no, he's out. None of you are right.
Damn it.
Her dogs' names are Clara, Doctor, and Bella. Totally normal names.
All right,
Normal names,
last one
okay.
now. I have to go opposite. I boxed
Okay.
myself in
All
like
right.
an idiot.
What is Kate Hudson's highest grossing film?
Okay.
How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days, Almost Famous, or Kung Fu Panda?
Laura.
I'm going to go with Almost Famous.
Okay.
Jacob.
I'm going to go with Kung Fu Panda.
I think you're right, but I have to go with the other one. Which
How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days.
How to Lose a Guy in 10
yeah,
Days,
that's
or
not
Almost
the,
Famous.
That's not the right answer, but I'll go How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days.
It is Kung Fu Panda.
Yep.
Oh,
Jacob
Jacob
and Ronnie wins
wins.
it.
Way to go.
Long time between drinks, my friend.
Nice.
Congratulations. So
Thank
let's do the
you.
tiebreaker just for fun.
Okay. How much did Kung Fu Panda make?
Okay.
Box office.
Everybody, Jacob, you can just think of a number. I'm going to say, okay. You got a number, D?
Yeah.
What'd you say? What'd you come up with?
50 mil.
Laura.
320 mil.
Jacob.
800 mil.
I wrote down 367 mil. What's the answer?
John Ireland would have got this one. It's $526 million.
Ooh, yeah. So, but Jacob, you're on the board. Congratulations.
Feeling good. Feeling good.
And we were talking. You're going to be at the Laker game tomorrow night, the Denver game, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Jacob, as everybody knows, I'm a Laker homer, but I really feel like if they can get healthy, and I know that's a big if, my confidence is at an all-time high. I just think the way they're defending this coaching staff, the fact that we have Luka and LeBron, anybody except OKC, I would pick us to beat, and I think we got a puncher's chance against OKC. Am I overrating the Lakers?
I do not believe you're overrating in any way. There is a pep in their step when you see them play. There's a level of confidence. The way this team has become so close to each other, the way you watch them, whether they're on the bench, whether, last night, Luka was hit. He fell on the floor, almost threw this, acrobatic shot in that almost went in. And the way the other guys ran up and picked him up and hugged him and all that, it just, obviously winning makes you feel good. But this is all happening with LeBron sitting. Okay? The past couple of games. And, we were talking earlier about Denver, which we're going to get tomorrow night. Denver should be really worried because the way the Lakers played him.
That's what Michael thinks, too.
The way they played him, this is all about confidence, right? The way they played him in Denver without any of our stars, and now you're coming to our home where, two games separate second and fourth place.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
So, we win tomorrow night, and boom, you're changing positions. I love where we are right now. And I love the fact that LeBron has had to rest. I love the fact that this was a mandatory rest and he's going to be coming back soon. But I just feel like, man, we're looking good right now. I just hope we stay healthy.
Ramona, I'll let you change this many times between now and then. But if you had to pick the NBA Finals right now, who is it?
Right now. I'm going to go with Boston in the East because I just think they'll turn it on at the end.
Okay.
And in the West, I really can't go. I'm going to say Denver.
You think Denver over OKC?
Yeah.
I think it's either the Lakers or OKC. I think the Lakers and OKC are the Western Conference Finals, and I'm going to homer it up. I'm going Lakers, Cavs. LeBron goes back to Cleveland
that would be
to
good.
break the hearts of everybody.
That would be good.
That would be fun. That would be a lot of fun.
Jacob, congratulations. The best thing about this is you will be the winner of record at the Steve Mason birthday party.
Let me tell you.
You get to wear the crown.
And I feel good about this because I can't tell you how many people come up to me and tell me that they hear me on Game of Games and not to, be so sad that I lose so often. So the fact that I have this win for all of those people who
that was
think,
a tough game.
Yes, this was a good game.
Not only was that a good win, you beat me.
Yes.
And I'm the best Game of Games player here.
You are.
And on a Hollywood game.
On a hot girl game.
Seriously.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's like, what? What has happened to me?
What happened? I mean.
I didn't know the answer to those things, and I'm a Kate Hudson fan.
I know. I wrote it well.
Good
job.
That was
It was
a
good, right?
game. Yeah,
well, if I really write them out, what I do is I don't type in trivia. I don't let somebody else come up with the story. I just find interesting facts, and then I make a question out of it.
I like that game a lot. Okay, coming up next, a little super cross-talk. Jacob, great to see you.
Thank you. Appreciate you guys.
See you at the game tomorrow night.
Yes, see you tomorrow night.
We'll get Sonano and Cap in here next, ESPN LA.
I'm gonna go up here.
Hey, it's Mace. Looking for some fun and excitement? You got to check out Chumba Casino. It's 100% free to play. No purchase required. Enjoy hundreds of thrilling social casino games anytime, anywhere, like bingo, slingo, slots, and solitaire. Get in the action. Play now for a chance to redeem some serious prizes at ChumbaCasino.com.
Available only to players in the U.S., excluding Washington, Michigan, Montana, Connecticut, and Nevada, and Canada, excluding Quebec. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
Thinking about selling your home? Seller's Advantage makes it easy. No agents, commissions, open houses, or costly repairs. They'll give you a fair cash offer with no surprises. One seller said, and I quote, "Seller's Advantage was faster, easier, and more rewarding than listing my house. The offer matched my expectations, and the process was stress-free." Call 888-390-AS-IS or visit sellersadvantage.com for your free cash offer.
DRE number 01961658.
Don't worry, sell happy with Seller's Advantage.
What's up, kiddos? Clinton Yates here. ESPN LA is proud to partner with Children's Hospital Los Angeles for the 10th annual Make March Matter campaign, helping kids get the breakthrough care they need. CHLA gives families hope with leading-edge treatments. ESPN LA is auctioning off exclusive 710 experiences like catching a USC women's basketball game courtside next season with me and producer Emily. Every dollar raised goes to CHLA. Visit 710forchla.com to bid and make a difference today. That's 710forchla.com.
Hey, basketball fans. John Ireland here. You've seen Austin Reeves rise to the occasion, and now he's bringing that same drive to his latest signature shoe, the AR2s from Rigorer. Built for speed, support, and all-day comfort, these kicks are made for players who never back down. Austin was involved in every step, making sure the AR2s match his game. Tough, versatile, and ready for anything. Go to Rigorer.com, Rigorer, and get your pair today. Rigorer.com.
ESPN AM 710 Los Angeles. KRDC AM 1110 Pasadena, Los Angeles.
K256CX 99.1 FM Pasadena, Los Angeles.
It's the greatest segment in LA sports radio history.
Oh my God. When the shows come together for magic on the radio.
It will only grow stronger. Super Crosstalk.
Are we ready for Sedano and Cap to join Mason in Ireland?
Super Crosstalk begins. Super Crosstalk, presented by Coors Light. Coors Light, made to chill.
It's time for Super Crosstalk.
Super Crosstalk time. Sedano and Cap joining us. Cap, you there?
Yeah, I'm here, but, you know, when Mason's not there to do the woo-woo-woo-woo-woo, then I don't really do Love Boat.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay, ready?
Well, you know, I've worked 7 games in 9 days, so Mason needed a day off.
I understand. I heard all about that yesterday. What is the deal with him? Why does he do that to you?
He will not be out off-dayed. That's the one thing I've learned working with Mace with all these
Is
years.
he sick?
No.
Getting ready for the party?
Yes.
On Tuesday, is today Tuesday or Wednesday? I don't even know.
It's Tuesday, and
Really?
here's the funny thing. Juan does all the work for the party
Right.
anyway.
I was just going to say.
Yeah, so he doesn't do anything. By the way, where are you guys? I don't know if you heard that ethical dilemma I threw out. But
That deal's a deal, bro.
Let me hear
you would
this.
not, okay, so Cappy, pretend that you and I are. I get traded to your team. You're playing on a team in San Diego.
Okay.
And I get traded there, and I want your jersey number.
Mm-hmm.
So I cut a deal with you.
Right.
And I say, hey, I'm going to give you a Rolex watch.
Yeah.
And a silver chain worth more than $10,000 if you give me your number.
Okay.
You say, deal.
Okay.
You give me the number. 2 weeks later, I get traded. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Should you give me the gifts back?
You get your number back, too, because you got traded.
You get your number back because I'm no longer there. So you now have the number back. Do you return the gifts or keep them?
I keep them.
You guys are all a bunch of money-grubbing
No,
losers.
it's a deal is a deal.
Well, I know you're on legal standing, but ethically, give me my. I mean,
Deal's
come
a deal.
on.
Yeah, but But wait, what did I have to do with trading you?
Nothing. But you have the number. There was an agreement in principle that I
John,
wanted your number.
I mean, you clearly were willing to part with the watch and the chain, so that's your problem.
Right. And by the way, it's an expensive silver chain for over $10,000. I bet.
Well, I bet you the Rolex was the majority of that. Is what I'm thinking.
Because if Bronny saw me wearing that silver chain, he wouldn't be able to say to me, "Hey, that ain't real." He'd be like, "Yo,
you know what he's talking about?"
No.
Somebody was heckling Bronny.
Oh, yeah.
And Bronny just turns and looks at him and goes, your chain's fake, bro. Which I thought was a great comeback.
It was.
That's
but, John,
great.
let me throw this at you. Momo, maybe you should jump in on this one. You ready? Okay. So when I got divorced, okay,
right,
my ex-wife, she didn't. I didn't say to her, "Hey, as far as that engagement ring and that wedding band, how about if we split it?" It was never like, "Hey, give it back," but I didn't get anything. She kept the ring.
Okay, now let me give you a harder one.
Okay.
Pretend that you got engaged, and she breaks up with you before the wedding.
Right.
Yeah, like Rachel. And Rachel get engaged.
Yeah. Do you then deserve the ring back?
Yes, that's different.
Why? You gave it to her as a gift.
True, but she doesn't want to get married, and that was supposed to be a symbol of the marriage. So
well, Cappy would also make up a story that was like his grandma's ring
yeah,
or something
of course.
like that.
Right. No, George, my great grandmother's ring.
Yeah, there we
that
go,
ring,
great-grandma.
that ring's been in my family for 200 years. Give it back.
Because there's no question you do that.
Well, I mean, I just feel like the whole buying the jersey from somebody is a common practice. But if somebody, if Devontae Adams gave money to Puka Nacua,
I'm sure he gave him something.
Yeah.
I don't know what he gave.
Yeah, there was
but
a
I'm sure he
negotiation
gave
there,
him
apparently.
something.
and then
Really?
Devontae Adams gets traded in the
Right.
middle of the season, and Puka goes back to 17. Is he supposed to give back Devontae Adams the
No,
money that Devontae
absolutely
gave
not.
him?
Well, it depends.
Nah.
If Puka's got number 17 back, that was the heart of the deal.
Right, but you gave it up. You
You
gave up the goods in exchange for the jersey.
Right, but we're debating two different things. Legally, George.
No, I get it. But
legally,
even morally, I got no problems with it.
Ethically,
Nah.
You have the number.
A deal is a deal is a deal, bro.
Whoa. I
Don't
guess
renege
so.
on a deal.
I guess so. People renege on deals all the time.
I think it depends. Like if I end an engagement, I would just give the ring back because I don't want it.
Correct. Right.
Like I
'Cause
also
what
feel,
you
I
want
would
that as
feel-
a memory,
Yeah.
right? Yeah,
What do you,
not a
I mean,
great
I guess
memory.
you could sell it. You
Right.
know, you could pawn it or sell it or whatever. But I would feel bad about that.
Yeah.
Like no matter you said yes, you took it.
Right.
But you should give it back.
Right.
Like that's, and I feel like he gave up the jersey. It was a good handshake deal.
Yeah.
All that.
Yep.
I would probably give him the stuff back because it was so short lived. Like he was only there for 2 weeks.
I just think that's a funny story. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, man, he gave me this Rolex and this chain because
So-
And then
he
he
was
got
only here
traded.
for 2 weeks.
And also, it's kind of on him that he got traded because he couldn't come to a contract extension.
Right.
Right.
Well,
Who are we
and-
talking about here? Who this
these are
happens
hockey
when-
players.
These are
You
two
won't know
hockey-
who they are.
Yeah, these are two hockey players in Carolina, and
Oh,
Mikko
forget
Rantanen, the guy that
Yeah.
gave up the money, has now been traded to Dallas. And by the way, epilogue, he signed a multi-million
Right,
dollar
he's
deal.
got
he's
a big
fine.
deal. What does
He's
he
not
care?
worried about that.
But did you
He
guys
bought
hear-
like 100 Rolexes.
How about this one for ethics?
Yeah.
You may have, George, worked one of these games. Victor Wembanyama signed a jersey for a kid
Okay.
and gave the kid the jersey. It was
Right.
a really cool, like the kid had a
And
sign.
it got sold.
The next day, his parents put it on eBay
Yeah.
and sold the jersey. And now the parents have come out and say, well, we wish we wouldn't have done that. We're hoping to get him another jersey. I wouldn't give those parents another jersey. What
No
would you
way.
put-
No.
How much did they sell it for?
Like $5,000.
Oh.
Like, but that's, I mean, fool me once.
Yeah.
Fool me.
Right, but it's not like Victor's good. If he ever sees that kid again, you better put that kid in like a fake mustache and like a wig or something.
Yeah.
Right. And by the way, this is why, and George, well,
Which would be a funny
all four of us-
funny sight,
All
actually.
four of us go to games all the time. This is why I never yell at players or get mad at players who won't sign.
No, yeah.
Because most
Luca does everybody, by the way.
Yeah, so I was talking to Luke. Luca has a chief of staff who's super nice.
She's awesome.
Yeah, Laura Beth. And I was talking to her. We were all sitting on a bus in Denver a couple weeks ago. And the game the Lakers won when Luca and LeBron played great. And most of the players come out of the hotel, get right on the bus, walk right, and there's maybe 50 kids. Luca signed for every one of them.
Yeah.
And she told me, he goes, he does it all the time. He's just, and he never says no to Make-A-Wish. He never says, he's
Yeah.
that guy.
Yeah. No, he's great. Yeah.
The fact that we have Luka Doncic on the Lakers.
It's pretty wild.
George, I've done, what, a month's worth
Doesn't
of
seem
games?
real.
It still doesn't seem real.
And I'm waiting for the other
It's
shoe
like
to
the
drop.
glitch in the Matrix, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I see him in yellow, and I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah. And by the way, can I ask you guys, like, just to the naked eye here,
Yeah.
doesn't he look, for all the talk about how fat he was during the trade,
He does.
doesn't he look great right now?
He went on the James Harden diet.
Yeah.
Remember when James Harden got traded
Yeah.
from Houston? He was super fat, and then
Yeah.
like a week later in
Yeah.
Brooklyn or Philly, he looked like he was fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, between all the games and, I don't know, whatever practices and whatever sort of cardio work he does on his own and whatever he's doing with his diet, which I think if you're a pro athlete, a multi-million-dollar pro athlete, you can do it. But, man, I feel like Luka looks great right now.
Yeah, he doesn't look bad.
Do you
at
want to
all.
ask him about like what he's been up to? Because you want to
Oh.
get rid of some visceral fat?
Totally. I would love to. I mean, you saw me eat last night. Me and George went out for dinner
tell
after the
me.
show last night.
We had a little chicken piccata.
Where'd
which
you
was
go? Where'd you
lovely.
go?
This place called Home restaurant in Los Feliz. So right by CHLA.
It was really good.
Yeah.
Let me ask the three of you a question. How does the Paul George story end?
I mean, you would know better than any of
Well, I
us.
want to
in
hear
here.
what you say first, though. 'Cause you've covered some
I
of
mean,
the
I
games.
don't think it
If
ends.
you didn't hear,
I don't think it ends in Philly.
He has been dismissed for the rest of the season
Yeah.
due to multiple
I mean, they're
injuries.
tanking, so
Right, but I don't think it ends in Philly. And because I think that there is a real chance that the general manager could be on the outs at some point. I don't think he finishes the contract, is my point.
Right.
I don't think the general manager is there as long as his contract will be. So I think he will not be there because there'll be a new person in charge, and they will hit some reset button.
It's interesting you say. Can I tell you guys a funny story? Something that happened to me when I was in Boston.
Yeah.
So I didn't know this at the time, but the Sloan Conference was going on while I was there.
same time. Yeah.
Yep.
And
that's Daryl's deal.
What's the Sloan Conference?
It's a bunch of smart people.
You know, Cappy would be quite a on-scene correspondent.
Yeah, I would love to. We should do that. That is a great deal. We should send you to the nerd convention at MIT Sloan and just you report from there.
Yes.
Are they also what do they call those people that dress up like animals? No, like those puffies or furries.
Yeah, well, I can see you being one of them, Cap.
I mean, is a furry a Sloan guy or
no,
Sloan?
the Sloan guys are guys with like pocket protectors and
dude, it's at MIT.
What did they call it? They called it Nerd Christmas, Nerd something.
Yeah, Nerdapalooza.
Nerdapalooza. That was it. So Lisa and I are at the hotel. Lisa came with me on the last road trip, and she met me in Boston, and then she went to New York. Strangely, she didn't follow me to Milwaukee. But
interestingly
anyway.
enough.
So we get in the elevator in Boston. I walk in, and there's Daryl and his wife. And Daryl Moore used to come on the show.
I love
with,
his wife.
With Mason and I all the time. And his wife's really fun and nice.
She's great.
So I'm introducing Lisa, my wife, to Daryl.
Yeah.
And I said, hey, Lisa, this is Daryl Morey. He's the general manager in Philadelphia, but he used to be in Houston, and he used to come on with Mason and I all the time. And I go, now he's in Philly. And his wife goes, he's not from Philly. He's from Boston.
Yeah.
And I went, I think he grew up there, on the outside.
He came up through the Celtics.
Yeah. But I thought that was interesting that she was like, didn't want to hear anything to do with what was happening in Philly.
I don't think that whole team outside of maybe Maxey is long for that franchise. That could be me. That's just my opinion.
How do you get off those contracts, though?
Well, I think Joel's tougher. I think you can get off with Paul George.
What I learned... What, Momo?
Not right now.
What I learned from
What I learned from
side.
Noel
You know what that was?
and
Timofey Mozgov.
Everything is tradable now.
Everything is tradable is right.
Okay. So Sedano has a sigh. Let's hear the sigh.
Yeah.
So you do an exhale. I do an inhale.
Inhale sigh.
It's an inhale
You're an
sigh. I was like,
I go outie. Yeah.
Yeah. Good. That's a good sigh, Momo.
Right?
The inhale sigh is a good sigh.
I think let me tell you something. He comes back next year. He has a good first half. He can be dealt at the deadline. Every contract is tradable. I've learned that. There is no such
100%.
thing. Every time we say, oh, this contract is untradeable, it gets traded.
Right.
Eventually.
And what Momo said earlier in the show, and I think she's right, is because of the economics of the NBA, Luka's not going to be the first superstar who gets traded unexpectedly. There's
And
more
by
of
the
that
way,
coming.
at some point, guys just get moved as salaries. Like, remember, I mean, this is a long time ago now. Remember Keith Van Horn got moved as just a salary, basically, a long time ago, like 15, 20 years ago. So it just happens. It just becomes a math equation in accounting, you know?
Johnny,
hey, look at the
wait,
time.
wait. I have a question. I got a question.
You can
Hold
save
on.
it for tomorrow.
No,
ESPN LA.
this is important.
Attention Lakers fans, Michelob Ultra, ESPN LA, and the Lakers are giving you superior access.